Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome back to Chalk Talk with your host, me, JB, for the third year running. That's right, Home Team Sports has been coming to you and serving the community, our fans, our students, our athletes here on this platform. And we're so thankful. Coach, thanks for being here. I got to get into this quick, fast, and in the hurry. You are in your second year at Spring Mills. This is our second year having you. What's it
Mhm.
like coaching now this year, not on the intern team, Nerman? This is your program, and this is what you're going to be doing for these boys for the near future.
Well, I mean, I think honestly, nothing much has changed. I think we did a good job last year of putting down a foundation of what we're looking for. I mean, I think Coach Sims, when he was here, we all really still worked very closely together. And so what you're seeing now is just a product of what we started from years ago when we actually first got here, and then still moving on. So it's been one of those things we just picked up the mantle and we've been running with it.
And you guys made it to the playoffs. You had a very successful year last year. What was your off season like going into this year compared to years past, knowing that you're a playoff team? You're no longer hunting people. You now are the hunted. And so what's the preparation over the summer been like leading up to this game that we have tomorrow night against the Jefferson Cougars at Spring Mill Stadium?
Well, one of the big things we stressed was the weight room. And I think we found out towards the end of the season when we went down to Huntington, there was a different style of strength that we haven't necessarily seen. On this end, you have Martinsburg, you know what you're gonna get from Martinsburg. They're very strong, they're very physical, but it was one of those things we went down there, it felt like we needed to step up in our program. And so this all season we really stressed the weight room. We've done a few things to try to motivate the kids to get in there, as far as picking that motivation up. But then you also look at our seniors. You got the Max, the Keons, the Kirks, those guys stepping up and really stressing, yo, this is it. 10 games are going to go very fast, so you better take advantage of every single one you get.
You have 10 guaranteed games. As of course,
Mhm.
everybody steps in the season hoping that they can play the 14, the maximum, the state championship.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are fighting for. Who are your leaders this year going into this year that you want to depend heavy on? That's going to be that on the field leadership that's going to get you through the tough times, because we know that football is an up and down sport and you have to have those leaders. So who in the senior class can we depend on to seeing this year step up for Spring Mills?
Well, I think the first one you jump out is Max Anderson, and he's been doing it for a while for us now, the last couple of years, being that vocal leader. And I'll be honest with you, a kid that's really stepped up that I've seen step up this year, and it's been like a complete 180. It's been Keon Mills. Keon's been that guy who, even when there's young guys are in there, he's out there coaching his butt off like he's part of our staff. So he's really taken it upon himself to put these young guys on his wing. He's showing them how to run the routes, the adjustment they need to make, and also on the defense side of the ball. So he's been extremely vocal. And, you look at the offensive line, Kirk has been doing it as well. I think Peyton Neff has been someone there for us. And this year, I'm really hoping, again, even though he's a young guy, he's starting to get a little bit more vocal with Abel Meslo there for us as well.
Well, it sounds like you got a good problem, Coach, that you have a lot of
Yeah.
people, a good set of people that
Yeah.
you really depend on as being leaders, because we all know that like leadership is key in the sport of
Mhm.
football. So let's just turn our ears to a little bit of this Jefferson matchup you have. It's a familiar foe. It's an EPAC competitor that you're playing against. What do they bring to the table that you are focusing on that you have to be successful at stopping from
Mhm.
their offense going into Friday night's game?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Coach Turner has always done a wonderful job out there with his kids there. And I mean, one of the things that always jumps off the map to me is their speed. They are fast. I mean, they're fast all the way around. I think defensively, we better find a way to keep Roper in check. He's a kid. If you give him a crease, he's going to take it and he'll be down the sideline before you know it. So he's one he's an electric player. I think Tony Allen has been a wonderful kid. Just kind of watching some of the things he's done in this scrimmage here. So they've got guys like that, Dylan, their quarterback. These are kind of guys, if you don't do your job every single play, they're going to make you pay for it. I think offensively, we just got to stay ahead of the chain game. And that's been something we vocaled on last year is, starting first and 15, second and 20, that's hard to get back up to where you're supposed to be at. So just really one of those things. We want to take advantage. We want to cherish every possession we get and try to get a point or so out of it.
Yes, I mentioned you mentioned staying ahead of the chain. Your opponent, Jefferson High, they struggled last year with penalties and playing behind the chains.
Mhm.
How important is it? Can we just talk a little bit more how important it is for an offensive person to stay ahead of the chains, to stay on schedule, to continue moving the ball forward? Because the
Mhm.
ultimate goal is the end zone.
Well, I mean, if you think about you're starting first and 15, that alone is going to change your style of play calling. And again, with your change of style of play calling, it's going to change what they do. So if you look at a team that's going to blitz more or blitz in general, when you're pinned back like that, especially on third and 15, they're going to come. And so now it gets kind of unique. Like how do I bounce it off? The whole chess piece of it. So how do I counteract what he's going to do? So to me, it's just one of those things. If we're able to stay ahead of the chain gang, it keeps the play call to what we can manage ourselves. So being able to take what we can get out of it.
We all know as coaches that the first game is that game. You got the excitement. You got the
Yeah.
jitters. You have the foolish penalties and things like that that you hope that you don't run into in week 10. So
Yep.
what is it like opening up the season against a conference opponent, somebody that knows you? What's it like going into a game with somebody that you're a little familiar with versus
Mhm.
playing someone downstate that you don't get to see on a yearly basis?
Well, I think when you play someone that you know what to expect. And so typically, if you've been doing it for a few years, you generally have the type of offense, what kind of defense they're going to run, as far as like their personnel, what they're trying to do. It does ease it a little bit when you have a bigger game like this for the first week. I think if you go into a game like this not familiar with someone, there's a lot of unknowns, and so then you have to really rely on film. So what are they putting out there for us to see? So it's definitely, I think, more challenging when you have an unfamiliar opponent versus someone that you've been seeing year in, year out.
Well, Coach, I want to end with just two questions. One, I want to ask you, who's your impact player? Normally, I ask for two or three. I just want that
Yeah.
one this time, that one impact player that you may want to count on where, it's a grind, it's a Friday night, it's the
Mhm.
first game. We need a
Mhm.
big play, offense, defense, special teams. It doesn't matter. Who is the person that you think that your team can depend on tomorrow night?
I mean, just based off production he's done in years past, I'm about to lean towards Max there. He's won the games online. I mean, we can count on him. He's going to get that yard. We need a yard or so. So, and that's both offensively. I would say definitely him. I would say if I was looking at defensively, I know we have Max out there, but again, I've been really impressed with Keon Mills. I think he's brought a lot to us on the D side of the ball, just his communication alone. I mean, we've always said a long time, if you can line up correctly line up to an offense, that's half the battle. So, I mean, he's been one that's been vocal enough to make sure we're there.
And Coach, I just want to stir the pot a little bit. What is it like playing in the EPAC? I feel like sometimes, even though the state championship from years past has ran through Martinsburg, it is what it
Yeah,
is. But
yeah.
Martinsburg is a part of EPAC. What is it like? The EPAC's put in a couple teams in the playoffs. What's it like playing that EPAC schedule week in and week out versus being downstate and playing other teams that really don't even matter?
Well, I think you look at our side of the state, it is competitive. I mean, you even look at some of the other teams in the EPAC, everyone has absolutely gotten better this year. I think that even though with the familiarity part of it, there are athletes across the board. And then, some people might say, our linemen are not always big, but we confiscate that with the athletes that we have. So it's competitive. I've definitely learned. Obviously, being from Morgantown, we come over here one or two times to play Martinsburg and Musselman, and then we play a different kind of schedule. But it's competitive, and you have to be on your P's and Q's when you come to play the EPAC schedule.
Well, Coach, thanks for being on here for the first episode of Chalk Talk on season 3. We're glad that you're here. We want to, see our kids exceed both on and off the field. Best of luck. We pray that you guys leave injury free. You guys tune in Friday night, Spring Mills High School, Jefferson and Spring Mills. I'm sorry, it's week 1.
Yeah.
We'll get hey, it's just like y'all gonna be playing. So we look forward to having you at Home Team Sports, and we look forward to seeing you again. And I want to see you week 13, 14.
All right.
See you in the
Yes,
playoffs.
sir.
You have a good day and good luck.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome back to Chalk Talk. It's your boy JB. I'm here with Coach Hunter of the Jefferson High School Cougars down in Shenandoah Junction. Good evening, Coach. How you doing?
I'm right. How you doing?
Good, good. Coach, what year is it for you going into this season? I know it's been a while. It's been a while. You've been holding things down there at J High for some time now.
Uh,
12.
Yeah, 12.
Oh, 12. How's it feel going into year 12 versus going into year one?
Um, it's not any easier, that's for sure. It's not any easier. I don't. I mean, I think there's. I mean, you were there year one. I mean,
Yeah,
expectations weren't as high as they are right now. I mean, we expected that we would do some good things, but when we've been to playoffs 3 years in a row, expectations are high
yeah.
nowadays. So,
You're facing a familiar foe in Spring Mills, and I talked to Coach Law. He's turned things around. He's, was an interim coach. Now he's the head coach. And I was asking him, both of you guys have been in the playoffs. So how does it feel being the hunted and not being, not having people hunting you?
um,
Well, versus you hunting other people. How does it feel being the
I
hunted?
mean, we're still hunting other people. Don't get it twisted. We're still hunting other people, but having a bullseye on your back, it is what it is. I mean, you still got to play the game. Name of the game is block, tackle, catch the ball. We got to do all that stuff. If we don't do all that stuff, then we're going to lose regardless, whether we're hunted or being hunted or we're the hunting. We're hunted. So it doesn't matter to us.
Yeah,
We're just going to go out and play football.
most people talk about, the ins and outs of the first game. You got the first game jitters. It's really hard to understand who your team is until, after the first game. I believe after the first, second, third game. Um, how does it feel playing a familiar foe as in Spring Mill, somebody you see every week? How does it feel open up a season against a familiar competitor such as Spring Mills?
I mean, there's some familiarity, so you feel like you got an idea, some tendencies of what they're going to do. Um, but everybody always throws some new wrinkles in there. You never know what new kids have either grown from last year or who might have even now with today's age, who might have transferred in that you really don't know a lot about. So, I mean, with those aspects, you get scrimmage film, but in scrimmage film also, who knows if everybody's tipping their hand and what they're going to do. So, you still take it like any other game. They're familiar and we're familiar with them and we know their kids a little bit more. But I mean, there's still things that you don't actually know what can have actually transpired during the course of a game. Have they changed some of the offense? And maybe they just didn't show you some things in the scrimmage. So there's things like that.
Well, you brought up the transfer portal, which is huge in high school and in college. You lost a linebacker, Nasir Jacobs, but you also lost a dynamic receiver. You brought a lot of speed to the table. How's your mindset going into this year, replacing some of the holes that you have on your offense and defensive side of the ball this year?
Well, the one we knew we were going to lose. So, we knew we were going to lose Keyshawn. That was coming. That was inevitable. So you already started thinking as we get into the off season how we're going to try to fill that void. And that's going to probably be a collective group of young men to help fill that void. What we didn't expect from that was a young man by the name of Tony Allen, who ran track for me this year, who actually showcased, I would say, Keyshawn-esque speed. So, he showed speed. Like I said, when you lose another guy that we didn't understand or know we were going to lose, and they were losing, you lose a Nasir Jacobs, who we were thinking about moving inside this year. When you lose a guy like that, a dynamic defender like that, once again, it'll be a collective group of replacing. Hopefully, we have the linebacking core ready to roll to help fill that void that we lost with Nasir. So you just use it. It's a team game, so it's not a one man game. It's a team game. So hopefully the team will pick up the pieces, and we've been had a lot of time to digest all this. So hopefully we made the right decisions and putting kids in places where they can be successful to help the team out to hopefully become victorious on Friday.
Well, this preseason, I've definitely heard the name Tony Allen come up when the conversation of Jefferson High football comes into play. So I'm assuming that he's going to be an impact player for yourself. Let's talk about Tayshawn that you have, who is a 4x1 guy, who's a big back. He had a big run against Spring Valley for you guys in the playoffs. What is his impact going to be to your success in the season as a returning man that's going to be in the backfield this year?
You know, well, he's probably with Keyshawn being gone and some of the other guys being kind of unknown guys, but we know about them and their factors, what they can do for us offensively. I think a lot of the eyes are going to be on Tayshaun as far as him getting carries and making sure they keep an eye on him, us getting him in space, making sure he doesn't get loose. He's a guy who runs with speed and power. So he's not only a guy who can get on the corner and take it the distance, he can also run in between the tackles and run you over and drag you for a couple yards. So I mean, he's gonna be a big part of our offense. Once again, how we do things. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it cool with it. So we're not gonna let you put 8 men in the box and think we're still gonna try to ram it down your throat. So we're gonna play smart football. So hopefully, he'll have another breakout year, and we get the running game opened up, and we get the passing game more through that. But I know somebody on the other side of this computer would tell me we throw the ball to pass the ball.
Yes, you do.
I mean, throw the ball to run the ball.
Yeah,
We throw
you
the ball
run
to
the
run
ball
the
after
ball.
you catch the ball, and that's for every
Yeah.
team in America. I wish more coaches would understand that. You guys are traveling up to Spring Mills Friday night, tomorrow night. What do you have to put in your bag? What do you have to travel with up there to know that you're going to leave to feel successful tomorrow night?
um, Defense. We're gonna have to play good solid defense. They have a dynamic dual threat quarterback, Max Anderson, who's a tough guy. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball. We got to make sure we keep our passing lanes, keep our integrity in our gaps, and just be able to bring him down. Last year, second half, we had a hard time tackling him. So, we want to tackle the ball, corral him, get 11 hats to the football best we can, and keep him corralled, and don't let him get loose on us.
Here at Home Team Sports, we cover the Eastern Panhandle. And I asked Coach Law the same question. I'm here to stir the pot early in the season. What's it like being an EPAC team having to play that EPAC schedule week in, week out versus other teams in the state who just get to go play whoever? It really doesn't matter that because the EPAC's putting in 3, 4 teams in the playoffs here regularly. So what's it like having that EPAC schedule week in and week out?
It's tough. We got some great teams over here. Martinsburg. Everybody knows Martinsburg. Spring Mill's been in the playoffs recently. Last couple of years, they've been doing a great job. Musselman has always in the playoffs. And then you have now. We've been in the playoffs, and then you got Washington trying to change the culture over there. They got some speed and some dynamic players over there. And then you got Hedgesville, who's trying to change their culture over there and get things back on track to where they're going. So week in and week out, even though we know each other, there's no easy opponent. We're seeing each other, and hopefully we can just keep each other healthy. So when we get to the playoffs, we can do damage, let the rest of the state know what we're doing over in East Panhandle.
Well, Coach, my last question for you. I ask you guys this all the time. We're not going to talk about anybody we talked about before. Who's one secret is the diamond in the rough that can be a big impact player for you throughout the season? Somebody that nobody knows about that you think that could potentially step in and be big for you this year.
I'm gonna say I have two names in mind that people
We'll
don't
go
know
with
about.
two. We'll give you two.
I would say Trayvon Ledbetter and then Leland Benner. Uh, I think Trayvon offensively and defensively is going to help us. Offensively, is going to help us a receiver and some backup running back some. Um, and then Leland Benner is going to hopefully help fill that void that we lost with Nasir Jacobs. The thing I like to say before we get off here is that I had a special person come out who I didn't think was really going to come out for football, and has been doing good things and worked his way into a starting role. Is Jamari Jenkins.
Oh, he's
He's
out
gonna
there.
he's gonna open up tomorrow night, starting for us a free safety.
And well, we
So
look forward to seeing him. You got the basketball man on the gridiron. So We're going to be checking that out tomorrow night at Spring Mills High School at 7 p.m. You guys kick off your season. Coach, we wish you the best of luck. You know, we say here at Home Team Sports, we want to see our kids succeed both on and off the field. I look forward to having you here past week 10 on into the playoffs and making a deep push. We wish you guys the best of luck and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
And good evening and welcome to Cardinal Stadium here at Spring Mills High School. We're ready to get this Week 1 EPAC matchup started with Spring Mills hosting Jefferson Cougars tonight. I'm JD Fritz, joined once again my partner Drew Pitzer. Drew, how are you doing? You ready to roll?
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, the light breeze, it's feeling a little cool in the air. It's football season, baby.
Absolutely. I can't wait. This is perfect weather tonight here at Spring Mills High School. And these two teams, they're ready to do battle. This is a rematch from Week 1 of last year where we saw Spring Mills drop a heartbreaker to the Cougars 21-19. And Drew, what do you think that the Cardinals are going to have to do to kind of redeem themselves and come out with a win here at home Week 1?
I think it starts defensively for the Cardinals. Obviously, we know what we have in Max Anderson, one of the state's best quarterbacks, but how will they be able to defend the run? Tayshawn Roper is one of the state's best running backs as well. If they're able to slow him down and maybe mitigate what Jefferson is able to do on offense, I think they'll do well. Also, I think it's critical that they win the turnover battle. Last year, they got a little sloppy, especially in the first half. If they limit those turnovers, they'll put themselves in a perfect position to win the game. And they just have to stay disciplined. Like I said, the turnover battle, making sure they don't have unnecessary penalties, those will all be huge for the Spring Mills Cardinals to win tonight.
Yeah, and on the Jefferson side, they've got to play solid defense. They've got to cover and make sure they keep the integrity in their gaps and stay true to their assignments and make tackles. Coach Hunter said he wants 11 hats on the football. And as far as their offense obviously is going to run through number 6, Tayshawn Roper. What can you say about him? He's been Mr. Do-It-All for them the last couple of years, and look for him to make big plays. And one key point as well, they've been plagued, seemed like a lot of games last year by penalties. They've got to eliminate the penalties or cut down on the penalties, and just, like I said, stay disciplined to what they do. And I think the Cougars have a great chance to come out here, a victory tonight over the Cardinals.
Oh, for sure. And JD, like you said, this game is really going to come down to who is the most disciplined. Both these teams have tremendous talent. They both can put up a lot of points on the board, but who's not going to get the stupid holding penalties? Unnecessary roughness, hitting the quarterback late or getting a pass interference. It's going to be that team that limits these turnovers and these personal foul penalties who's going to come out and win this game tonight.
So, Drew, who do you like on the Cardinal side, kind of some players to watch or a key player to watch? I'm sure there's multiple players on both sides, but who do you like for the Cardinals?
Obviously, I think it's the Anderson brothers, Max and Xavier. Xavier is such a huge target out there, and obviously Max sees him and having that chemistry of growing up together and that brotherly love. They've got that connection. Obviously, those two are going to be huge, but they have a lot of other key places. The role guys are going to do just as well. So we'll see which one of the role guys are going to step up and help those two guys out so they can come out with a win tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Those two brothers, they've been key to Spring Mills' success in the last couple of years. And as far as Jefferson's side, obviously Dylan Herrick's going to be a big part of things. Three-year starter at quarterback. Look for him to step up, have a big season this year, being the senior leader that he is. Obviously Tayshawn Roper, he's another senior leader. He's going to be there making big plays all season long with his speed and just also power. He put on a little size in the offseason, so he's going to look to run between the tackles as well, not just be bouncing it outside. And a newcomer that a lot of people are going to be a household name, mark my words, is number 2, Tony Allen. He has got speed to burn for days, and let me tell you, he's a track guy. And I watched a little bit of the scrimmage in the last couple weeks, and I tell you, he's a very explosive athlete, and look for him to be a huge part of their offense as well.
And also, just a quick point, Jamari Jenkins, the basketball phenom, he's also playing and rejoining this Cougars football team. He'll be interesting to see as he possibly starting at free safety. Might also get some offensive reps, so I'm excited to see that as well, JD.
And it looks like the Cougars will have the ball first on offense as we get ready to start kick off this season here at Spring Mills High School. Should be a good matchup. Should be a great matchup But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the opening kickoff right after this. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week, and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
Hey, Home Team sports fans. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We tried to get Patrick Mahomes and Jake here. They're a little bit busy, so you're stuck with Jared from State Farm in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We are thrilled to partner with Home Team Sports to bring you area high school football this fall and to continue to support.
And we are back here at Cardinal Stadium ready for the opening kickoff between the Spring Mills Cardinals and the Jefferson Cougars. The Cougars are set to receive. Deep back for the Cougars is number 6, Tayshawn Roper. He'll take the opening kickoff. Heading towards the right. Pursued, got a speed on the outside, trying to find the sideline. Run out of bounds there around the 28-yard line, and that's where the Cougars will start, 1st and 10.
That was a pretty good return right there by Roper. I mean, I thought he was going to go out around the 15, 20-yard line. He extended that almost out to the 30, so terrific turn right there to set him up with decent field position.
So Dylan Herrick brings his squad out. Tayshawn Roper in the backfield. Looks like 2 receivers here to the near side. Number 2, Tony Allen. That's Jackson Rockwell, excuse me.
Lauren, can you hear me?
It looks like they are going. They have a personnel change. We have Trayvon Ledbetter, number 8. Tony Allen, number 2 in the slot. Mar Wallace at the top. Motion by Allen. The give is to Roper up the middle. Not much there. Maybe a gain of a couple yards for Tayshawn Roper. That'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Cougars.
Yeah, it looked like Xavier Anderson got in there, caused pressure, got downhill quickly, and brought him down. It was a great form tackle.
Yeah, and you can see the obvious size line. You know, the Jeffersons, not typically big up front. This year they look like they have a little more size, a little more beef up front. So we'll see if they can get a good push there on Spring Mills' defensive line. So Roper in the backfield once again with Herrick. He sends Roper in motion. Herrick will take the snap up the middle. Flag on the play. That'll back the Cougars up 5.
Yeah, it looked like that was Rockwell Jackson right there. Just got a little bit of a jump. Obviously the nerves, excitement, first series of the season. I can understand it.
So the Cougars will bring up 2nd down and about 14. The Cougars with this no huddle offense, as most teams do now. No one seems to huddle anymore with the new spread offense. A lot of these teams like to run. So Roper again, same play. Herrick up the middle. Picks up maybe 3 or 4 on the play. We'll see where they mark it.
Another tackle. Oh, no, he was brought down there by Ryland Schwartz.
So it'll be 3rd and long. We'll call it 11 from the Cougars' own 27-yard line. So big 3rd down here, I'd say, for the Spring Mills defense. If they can get off the field and get the ball back, that'll be a win here on the first series. With 3 receivers here to the near side. You got Ledbetter, Rockwell, and Allen. And Herrick under a lot of pressure. Tries to escape, nowhere to go. Down goes Dylan Herrick, and he's sacked all the way back at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that was a bushel of Cardinals right there, but it looked like Xavier Anderson got in there again. Probably got 1.5 sacks on the first possession of the year. That's incredible work. It just speaks on his talent.
Yeah, and Anderson, he's going to be one that we call his name a lot throughout the night. So on to punt here for the Cougars is number 5, Tykeem Drake. And he's got a really good leg as you see how far back Spring Mills is on their own 26-yard line.
The play clock's running low at 6.
The Cougars again with a late substitution as Jamari Jenkins runs, and we're going to have another false start. So, again, as we talked about in the pregame, something that plagues the Cougars game in and game out is just the bad penalties, just lack of concentration, the substitution penalties. So we'll see how this plays out for them because they're not off to a great start so far here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they started with the ball at the 28-yard line. It looks like they're back there, spotted right past the 15. So obviously they lost a lot of yards there, and 15 of those yards are penalty yards. It speaks on the discipline. So we have to see more from the Cougars, and we'll see how they improve off this drive.
Oh, and it's blocked. Spring Mills blocked the punt of Tykeem Drake, and they have the ball, 1st and goal inside the 10. It looks like they will start from the Cougars' own 7-yard line. So great special teams play by the Cardinals right out the gate.
And it's crazy. I know we keep talking about him. He's all we're talking about right now. But Xavier Anderson got in there and created that so his teammate could get the block. That was
just a couple miscues, just killing the Cougars right off the start. And this is not what Coach Hunter expected out of his team. So here we go. Max Anderson with, it looks like,
Bradley Butt.
Is it Butts there, number 6? Takes the handoff straight up the middle. He's driving his legs, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. 1 play, 1 score.
And he's hype.
So they get on the boards first and make Jefferson pay for that special teams mix-up there.
And that was a correction on the play. That was actually Blake Sanders who got in there.
Sanders, okay.
The transfer from Musselman, get in there and find and pay dirt. First possession of the year for Spring Mills and 6 points on the board.
We apologize. We're trying to get the rosters correct here. So Blake Sanders gets his first score of the season. The extra point is no good. The score is Spring Mills 6 and Jefferson nothing. So the Cardinals made quick work there of that possession. 1 play, and into the end zone goes Blake Sanders.
I mean, we saw how Spring Mills was warming up an hour and a half before the game. I mean, this game means a lot to them. Obviously, they want to win. They want to avenge what happened last year, but they also want to get out to a strong start. Now we'll see how the Cougars are going to react. I mean, adversity makes the best players respond. So we'll see. I mean, this is going to be interesting. I still believe Jefferson has all the talent in the world to compete in this game.
The Cougars will set to receive the kickoff. Back deep again is number 6, Tayshawn Roper. Number 3, Demarius Wallace. And number 4, Jackson Rockwell for the Cougars. The kickoff for the Cardinals is Uth Smith, who's typically a basketball player. A little pooch kick. Wallace has to let it bounce. Picks it up off the bounce. Wallace makes a move. He's got some daylight here to the near side. Down goes Wallace. Out of bounds near the 40-yard line. So great return. Kind of did that all on his own.
Yeah, a little change of direction right there. Put his foot down and planted. Showed his speed. He got up to, it looks like they're spotting him right at the 39-yard line.
So the Cougars will take over there. 1st and 10 from their 39. Let's see if they can get something going this series, because that first series was about as bad as you would want it to be, Drew.
Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot multiple times. They only gave Tayshawn Roper 1 touch there, and his only touch was pretty positive carry. So we'll see. I mean, this is obviously new wrinkle. Jefferson didn't want to be put in this position early, but we'll see how they fight out of it.
So 2 receivers to each side. Roper to Herrick's right. Snap back. Herrick's looking for a man to throw. He rolls out. He's got Roper in the flat. Nice tackle there. Very minimal gain, maybe of a yard or 2. Sure, number 4.
Yeah, well, that's Xavier Anderson, but Was it number 4 or number 1 who made that tackle there? I believe that was Ian Garcia.
So short gain here, 2nd and 8 for the Cougars. Into the game now, number 13, Ricardo Lewis. Handoff goes to Roper, straight up the middle. He's got some room, picks up of maybe 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards on the play. Out to about the 47-yard line. Call it the 46. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Cougars.
Yeah, Fernando Reyes and they're bringing him down. I mean, that could have saved a touchdown-saving tackle, so that was a great play right there. Brings up a manageable 3rd down, though, for the Cougars.
So as we talked about earlier, Drew, Roper's not just a bounce-it outside guy. He can definitely run between the tackles.
And I would almost say that's his bread and butter. I mean, with the physicality and his build, I know he has the custom to bounce it outside, but he can run between the tackles, like you said.
The give is to Roper again, and nothing there, and he may lose a yard or 2 on the play. So great defense there by the guys up front for the Cardinals.
And it looks like they're staying out there and going for it. I mean, that's a lot of faith in the offense, 4th and 6, not even to your own 50. We'll see what they call up right here, but Spring Mills has been getting a tremendous amount of pressure all night.
Yeah, this is a gutsy call by Coach Hunter, that's for sure. So we got 3 receivers here to the near side.
It looks like they're just trying to draw them off sides. They're going to punt this.
Herrick with the hard count. Spring Mills stays disciplined and doesn't move. See if they decide to run a play. Roper switches sides.
Yeah,
and they are going to run a play. Herrick back. He's got a man in the flat. The ball sails out of bounds and incomplete, intended for Mar Wallace. So the Cardinals will take over there.
That's the right play call, though, right there, actually. I mean, that was past the sticks. He was there. Just the ball wasn't there. And it wasn't a terribly thrown ball. They're just still working on chemistry and getting right with each other.
Yeah, I would like to have seen something a little shorter, maybe just a yard or 2 past the sticks. But, again, great defensive stand there by the Cardinals as they take over from the Cougars' 44-yard line. The handoff goes to Sanders, and there's a flag on the play. So it'll be offsides on the Cardinals. That'll back them up 5. So each team now with a couple penalties to start the game. So 7:04 here left in the first quarter. The Cardinals lead the Cougars 6-0.
And this is an important drive defensively for the Cougars. I mean, how are they going to step up? They got trips out wide right here in a matchup nightmare with Anderson. It's going to be interesting how to see they play this.
Anderson swings it out here in the flat to number 4, dancing around. He's got some room down there, and he breaks a tackle. And there goes Cam Taylor, I believe. Is that Taylor?
Yep, that was Cam Taylor.
Cam Taylor took it about 49 yards on the little bubble screen. And the Spring Mills Cardinals are rolling here at home.
I mean, 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. This is definitely not what Coach Hunter imagined coming into this game. It's going to take a lot to bounce back, and now they're going for 2 out here to try to extend it to a 14-point game.
All right, Mara, I'm getting ready to use your shot. Mara.
So 2 receivers to each side.
Lauren, I'm sorry.
Motion by the Cardinals.
It's on you, Lauren.
Anderson rolls out looking for a receiver. He's going to tuck it and run it. Puts his shoulder pad down. He's into the end zone for 2.
All right, I'm going back to up top.
So 2 quick scores here by the Cardinals in the first quarter. Puts them up 14-0. And we're going to stay right here. And I tell you now, Jefferson is not – this is not what they wanted to start in a hole like this. But Spring Mills has definitely come out to play tonight, and Jefferson still has not figured out what they're even doing out there, Drew.
I mean, it's obviously it's almost like they came out, and just shocked. They knew Spring Mills really wanted to avenge that 21-19 loss that they had last year. And Spring Mills is coming out handling everything, 2 plays, 2 scores. Jefferson just has to show if they're able to respond or not.
You need to change the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're going to have to get something going, make some adjustments here really quick on the fly.
Hit the update down at the bottom of that screen.
Cardinals will kick it off. Back deep is Roper, and another pooch kick. That's going to go to the up back Tony Allen Tony Allen will take it to the far side. He's going to try to make a move and bounce it outside. He's got speed down the sideline. Gets tripped up there about the 40-yard line. Looking for a couple blockers.
Looks like they're marking him just short about the 38. So if they're starting in good field position yet again, JD.
They definitely are. So the Cougars will take over. Actually, he must have stepped out of bounds a little farther back. So they will start from their own 35-yard line. There are two receivers here to the near side. Handoff goes to Roper. He bounces it outside to the far side. Not much there.
Oh, he still made it about a 4-yard gain.
As he drives forward, though, put his shoulder down.
Oh, it's a personal foul on the sidelines. Some extracurricular over there. So there's pushing and shoving.
Great shot, Mar. All right, Mar, stay where you are. Go, move your camera.
The referees are discussing whose, I guess, this foul will possibly be on.
All right, keep your camera right there. Don't move.
Jefferson gets called with a personal foul penalty.
So these penalties again, and that's what we talked about in the pregame. Penalties have hurt them so much over the last couple of seasons, and just the penalties are drive killers.
Oh, they are. I mean, like you said, they started at the 39. Now they're all the way backed up to their 22-yard line. They're just shooting themselves in the foot. It's 2nd and 20 or 1st and 20. How are they going to respond?
Yeah. Yep. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do too many things at one time.
The running game hasn't been very successful. The passing game, not much better.
I'm so sorry. But you guys are doing excellent. Great job, Lauren.
Allen and Rockwell here to the near side. Motion by Roper. Herrick tries to dance around and look for something up the middle. There's not much there, Drew, for the Cougars. And they are going to have to come up with something different than what we have seen so far.
I mean, we said in the beginning with Spring Mills they'd have to be able to stop Tayshawn Roper. I mean, that includes stopping the whole rushing attack. So far, they've only gave up about 10 yards of total offense. So, I mean, this is incredible to see. Spring Mills are just swarming to the ball and gang tackling. That's what you see good teams do. But it looks like it sets up about a 3rd and 20, 3rd and 19.
You don't have a whole lot of plays in the playbook for something like that, but we'll see what the Cougars go with here as Herrick is pinned back deep in his own territory. And it looks like they're going to get another penalty. We'll see what they call here.
It looks like another false start.
And I just don't know what the Cougars are doing. I think that's the 5th penalty of the night. Delay of game they called.
Wow.
So pretty much a lot of the same things we've seen the Cougars do over the last season or two that's really put their backs against the wall.
I mean, this is a 9-3 team from a year ago, and have consistently won 7 to 9 games over the last about 5 to 10 years. This team knows how to win, and just imagine if they were just a little more disciplined, they wouldn't lose the silly games that they have.
Herrick drops deep one right in the bucket, but overthrows Rockwell by a couple yards. So the Cougars are forced to punt once again, and we'll see if they come after Takeem Drake again, as he's going to have to punt from probably near his 10-yard line, or maybe inside the 10. And we apologize on some of the players for Spring Mills. We have a roster, but some of the players are not on the current roster we were given. And Takeem Drake gets off a little end over end, and it's just going to be let it bounce there. It's going to be down by Jamari Jenkins on the 35. So Spring Mills will take over there.
This is an interesting series. I mean, how does Spring Mills want to operate? Do they want to start churning clock and start running the football? Or are they going to keep trying to dice Spring or Jefferson up? Jefferson's kind of been in a cover. Their only possession, they were in kind of a cover 2 look. And that's why Anderson saw the little dump off and just went and attacked that. And that's why they scored. And they're back in that trip set. Anderson up front, which is going to draw a lot of attention.
And here we go. Is this Sanders again? No, it's not Sanders. It might be.
Flag is coming back.
It's going to come back. That's not Ian Garcia. That is, we will get his name momentarily. So another good play there by Spring Mills. But it definitely is coming back off the penalty, unfortunately.
I mean, Spring
It's
Mills
going to be a hold.
Yeah, they're winning the line of scrimmage. I mean, they just drove back all Jefferson about 5 yards on that run right there. They could have been easily tackled in the backfield.
So Keon Mills is now in the backfield. Anderson back to throw. Nice ball, wide open to his brother Xavier Anderson. He stumbles and stays and keeps his balance. Roper can't get there, and that's another touchdown by the Spring Mills Cardinals. 75 yards on the touchdown throw and catch from the two brothers, Max to Xavier. So Spring Mills is just cooking right now.
And there was nothing special about that route, JD. It was basically saying, hey, Xavier, you haven't got the ball yet. We're going to throw the ball deep to you. And he just simply beat everybody and outran him to the end zone.
And it might have been a little bit of a double move there on Roper to get that separation initially, as we know Roper can match up with speed. The extra point is up and good, and the Spring Mills Cardinals has a commanding lead over the Jefferson Cougars 21-0. And we're going to take our first commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Further than R&L Landscapes, we understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
Hey, home team.
And we're back live here at Cardinals Stadium as the Cardinals have taken a 21-0 lead over the Cougars, and the Cougars are in shock. Another great little pooch kick, going to take and be again by Tony Allen. Return towards their sideline, trying to pick up a couple blocks. Gets cut down there. Great tackle there on special teams. The Cougars will start deep in their own territory from about the 20-yard line. So just haven't been able to see any of that dynamic speed from either Allen or Roper yet.
And it kind of now limits their playbook. I mean, you're down 21-0. I mean, there's still a lot of time left in this game, JD. But obviously they've been trying to run the football. It hasn't really went anywhere. They're going to have to expand their offense and entrust on the QB to make great plays and not turn the ball over.
Yeah, when you get down 3 scores, you're kind of getting into that danger zone a little bit of getting blown out. You've got to be careful of that. Like you said, Drew, you're starting to change your play calling a little bit now. Yes, it's not too late to just abandon the run, but you definitely need to start getting some positive yards.
I mean, you got to also take into account the fact that they also receive the opening kickoff, so Spring Mills will get the ball at halftime. So they just need to take this one possession at a time, JD, and still give them a chance, going into the fourth quarter and make this maybe a 1 or 2 possession game.
It must have been a penalty again on the Cougars. A nice play there, more Wallace right in his hands, and he drops a sure touchdown. Wow. Looked away just for a second, thought he had it. Dylan Herrick put it right on the money, and Mar Wallace couldn't come up with it, and that's just unfortunate. And I was mentioning before, it looked like there must have been a penalty on the kickoff. So now the Cougars are starting from their own 10, and it's 2nd down and 10.
I mean, those are the plays you need. Mar Wallace is a sure-handed guy, too. He's a senior. He saw pay dirt, and sometimes the first game of the year, lights can be a little bright. I'm sure he'll make up for that going forward.
Swing pass out there to Roper. He's met and cut down for a loss. So there is just nothing going right. The Cougars have more negative yards than positive. So that's going to bring up 3rd and very long from their own 1-yard line. Call it the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's right on the 2-yard line. Now they really have to kind of be precautious. Obviously, they're not getting the ball, running the ball much. They might take a shot here, just say, hey, what can we lose? We're down 21-0. They're going to have to start being really aggressive here.
So we'll see if they just run a play to try to get some positive yards, get out of the end zone, give Takeem Drake a little more room to operate. And it looks like the Cougars are going to call a timeout, their first timeout of the ball game. And we're going to stay here during that timeout, Drew. A much-needed timeout for the Cougars, I must say, because they just are probably shocked right now, as we all probably are, as to how quickly Spring Mills has been able to score. I mean, and we're not talking about drives and scores. We're talking about 1-2 play and score.
Oh, it's Spring Mills is getting anything that they want right now. Obviously, they remember that game last year, and they remember how Jefferson got up, and they almost came back and won that game. And on Jefferson's side, I mean, it's almost like they're just a little discombobulated out there. They have the talent on the other side. They can compete with these guys. It just all depends if they can put it together. And then a 21-0 hole, they better get to it quickly.
Yeah, and give a lot of credit to the defensive coordinator there over at Cardinals, Buddy Hessen. He's really put a great game plan together here against the Cougars and a lot of that speed. And so far, that speed has not been a factor at all.
No, it has not. I mean, they completely neutralized it. Spring Mills is doing a great job of containing on the outside because we see a number of plays for Jefferson trying to bounce outside. And Spring Mills is just doing a great job creating pressure inside and out, and they're winning the battle on the line.
Yeah, and there was some questions coming in with a little bit of experience on the Cardinals' defense, but Hessen said, if our kids listen to me and do what I ask them to do, we will have a good and competitive defense this season.
I mean, he showed multiple looks, too. I mean, Jefferson can't get a clear look. They went from the 4-2-5. They've been in a couple 4-3 sets. Right there, they were in the cover 2. I mean, they're throwing a bunch of different looks along with different blitzes at them.
Herrick and Rockwell just not on the same page there as the ball sails over Rockwell's head. That'll bring up 4th down and probably 19 for the Cougars, and they will be forced to punt once again. And Takeem does not have a lot of room to work here in the deep end. Going to be punting out the deep of his own end zone. So,
yeah, Spring Mills is going to bring the house on this too. They've already got one today. I know they're going to try to get another.
For Spring Mills, look to your left. The guy in the middle of the field, right there in front of you. Go to the left. Move your
a little
camera.
quick punt.
Never mind.
Did the best he could. Is going to get a decent roll as he kicks it away. I'm not sure why Allen let it. And we apologize. We just don't have the number of the returner for the Cardinals as of yet, but we will definitely try to get all that at halftime for you. So once again, the Cardinals will start in great field position deep into the Cougars' territory. It looks like they will be starting at about the Cougars' 34-yard line.
I mean, what does Jefferson do right here? Obviously, they're in that shell shock, but are they going to stay in that man coverage that just got them burned, or they're going to start playing a little bit of help side cover 3?
No, zoom in. Yes, there you go. Hey, Lauren.
Looked like Rockwell Jackson got in there, caused another tackle. Basically, open field tackle was going to save 6.
Okay, I want you to always keep your
Jackson Rockwell. My apologies.
So if you see the quarterback.
So this Cougars defense has not had an answer for this offense of the Cardinals as Keon Mills stays in the backfield as they Marcus Law said that they will have a running back by committee, and so far you've seen Blake Sanders in the first and second series, and now Keon Mills in the last 2 series as Mills doesn't get much there, maybe a yard or 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and roughly 4 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, Spring Mills has about 3 running backs that could start almost anywhere else in the EPAC. That's a great complement of trio of backs to have, especially with an explosive quarterback like Max Anderson.
So 3 receivers still trips to the right side as Max rolls out. He's looking for a receiver. Nice, sits down in the middle of the field there. Great gain, picks up the 1st down.
Keep it right there, Moon. Never mind, he's in front of you. That's all right. Remember, if they jump in front of you,
and once again, we don't have the number 14 on our roster, and we do apologize. But nonetheless, that was great throw and catch there by the Cardinals to pick up another big 1st down to keep the chains moving.
Yeah, this is the longest drive they've had tonight, and it's only 5 plays.
Anderson back, hands it to Mills. Great pursuit there by Hakeem Drake. Can't make the tackle as Mills keeps the feet moving.
Just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Doesn't pick up a lot, maybe a yard on the play. We'll have to see where they spot it. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like we're going to have another personal foul. We'll see who the penalty is going to be on. Dead ball personal foul on the offense. So
what a break there for Jefferson.
Yeah, crucial penalty as the Cardinals were driving once again, and that's going to push them all the way back to the 31-yard line. With 2:09 left to go in the first quarter, the Cardinals hold a 21-0 lead over the Cougars.
Yeah, Brady Roberts have done a good job over the last two series of honestly scraping and getting downhill. I mean, he's made a couple one-on-one tackles. He's key for the Cougars inside now if they want to chip away at this game.
Anderson with Mills to the left side. 3 receivers to the near side. The handoff goes to Mills. He's got some room up the middle. Still going. Goes Keon Mills. Gets a big chunk of that yardage back. They might be back to the original line of scrimmage, Drew.
Yeah, it looks like they got right all the way back to make it a third manageable now.
So they're doing just a little bit of everything, running the ball well. They're throwing the ball well, as we expected Max to throw the ball well as he has. But the running backs, Mills and Sanders, have done a great job on the ground for the Cardinals.
Yeah, obviously Mills, he has the quick feet, and he can make guys miss, and Sanders is kind of like that downhill running back. It would be interesting if they run a 2 running back set with them, especially getting closer to the goal line.
So 3rd and 10, 3 receivers to the far side. Now it looks like we're going to get a penalty.
Lauren, do you know who the quarterback is on the field? Do you don't know the quarterback?
A delay of game on the Cardinals that backs them up 5, so that'll make it 3rd and 15 for the Cardinals. We're under a minute here to go in the first quarter. It's been all Spring Mills here so far. Anderson back to throw, looking for a receiver, has to roll to the near side, sets up, tucks it and runs, trying to pick up some of that yards as he puts his shoulder pad down.
About a yard short.
Yard or 2 short. Good gain there by Max Anderson. So we'll see what the Cardinals want to do. Will they go for it on 4th and 2, it looks like?
And it looks like Bardo Savage got in there and got that tackle right there.
It looks like the Cardinals are going to keep the offense on the field.
I mean, analytically, this is probably the right play. They're up 21-0. They're going to wait till the end of this quarter, talk about it. They might try to kick a field goal, but it still makes it only a 3-possession game.
So as the first quarter winds down, the 2 teams will switch ends, and that'll do it for your first quarter of play as the Spring Mills Cardinals lead the Jefferson Cougars 21-0. And we're going to take a commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Tonight, we tried to get Patrick Mahomes and Jake here. They're a little bit busy, so you're stuck with Jared from State Farm in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We are thrilled to partner with Home Team Sports to bring you area high school football this fall and to continue to support our area student athletes. Thanks for letting us be a part of this. Your needs guide us. Your goals drive us. Jared Ferguson, State Farm.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at O'Pekin Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg.
And we are back here. Spring Mills is driving. They've got a 4th and looks like 3 deep in the Cougars. They hand it off up the middle, and they're stuffed. I'm really surprised, as well as the passing game has been working, that they went with the run but didn't fool the Cougars as they hold on 4th down, and they will take over now.
That was an Oklahoma drill right there. Dikeem Drake stepped up right there in the A-gap and met him, tackled him for a crucial 4th down stop. Now Jefferson just has to see if they can get anything to go on offense.
That's a big, big stop for Jefferson, and they need to put a drive together.
We also have a score update from Martinsburg High School. They are currently winning 21-0 against Bluey High School.
And we also are tied Washington and Woodrow Wilson at 7. So we will get some more scoring updates as the games continue. Probably have more for you at halftime. Herrick back to throw out here in the flat. He's got Tony Allen wide open. He runs out of bounds and looks like he's going to have enough for the first down.
He came down on that rib, man. He might have broke a rib right there. That looked really rough.
He does have enough for the first down. Looks like he's back on his feet. Might have just landed on the ball wrong.
Yeah, that was exactly what he hit. The ball was underneath where he had it tucked. But it looks like he's bounced back up. He's a tough kid.
It looks like it's the first. Here we are starting in the second period, and I think that's probably the first positive play that the Cougars have had so far.
It's the first down that they've
Absolutely.
had.
Definitely the first down.
Let's see if they can create some momentum. Obviously, Spring Mills has got 8 in the box. They're trying to make sure that they cannot run the football. They're daring Jefferson to beat them in the pass.
So 2 receivers to each side. Little pump fake by Herrick. He's going for Tony Allen. He's bumped. He's almost made the catch, but they're going to get pass interference. And I do think that probably was the right call, as Allen did get bumped a little early. But I thought he still was there enough. Probably should have made that catch. But regardless, they're going to get the.
There's an old adage my father used to tell me, is that if you touch it, you can catch it. And he put his hands on it. It was right there. That's 2 drops that Jefferson's had this game. And they're going to look back. It could be a 21-14 game right now if they complete both of those.
So in high school, that's not a spot foul, so it's a 10-yard penalty, but still will be first down.
Lord, can you hear me? Okay, remember.
So first and 10 from the Cougars' own 36-yard line. They stay with 2 receivers to each side. Allen in motion now. Herrick's back to throw, looking for a receiver, throws it deep. He's got Ricardo Lewis, had a step on his man, but just overthrown. So far, just Herrick not able to connect on that deep ball.
Yeah, that's a little bit of chemistry issues right there. They'll have to get that coordinated because, that's 3 different shots that Jefferson's had down the field. So obviously they have found something. They can get Spring Mills one-on-one coverage with their best guys. Now they just got to convert and make those plays.
Yeah, like you said, Drew, they got some chemistry things to work out with a couple new receivers. Lewis being a new receiver on varsity as well as Allen. So Harris got a couple new faces to throw to this year. So just going to have to make some adjustments and trying to complete those passes a little later in the game.
Yeah, Herrick's a senior. He's going to figure it out. It's obviously first game. He looked comfortable, controlled back there. Tossed another one up.
Just throwing it up, it looks like, I don't know what, they're just not on the receivers and quarterbacks here for Jefferson, just not on the same page right now. As that ball just sails way out of bounds for Herrick. So,
yeah, and obviously they're struggling running the football. They've had a couple of nice plays in the passing tag, drew a penalty this possession and converted. So they just got to continue this momentum. It's third and 10. They have a chance to make a good play right there. Obviously, Spring Mills is just trusting their cover one and saying, hey, our guys are better than yours.
Good job.
Yeah.
Nice shot. Good shot, Tate.
Jefferson going the same formation, 2-by-2, and receivers to each side. Herrick back to throw again. He's got ball sails, all nearly picked off. Herrick just, everything seems to be going a little high for Herrick, where ball was intended for Ricardo Lewis. And I'm not sure who was that, number 7 there for Spring Mills.
And it looks they're going to go for this again, JD. And Herrick has been tossing out. Now it looks like Coach Hunter's sending the field goal or the punting team on the field.
I don't think they want to go to the well too many times there. But so they had first and 10 from the 36, 3 straight passes, 3 straight incompletions. So you got to wonder if they, kind of getting a little nervous. They abandoned the run there, and like we talked about, we're not even a minute into the second quarter. I don't think that it's quite time to abandon that run totally. If you put a good solid drive together between running the ball and passing the ball, and you put some points on the board here, that you're only down a couple scores.
Yeah, this is very critical time for Jefferson. They definitely need to get scored, and that looks like there's a flag. Oh, they might be an automatic first down.
Beautiful punt there by Drake as it takes a nice roll inside the 30 down to about the 26-yard line, but we'll wait and see what the penalty's going to be.
It looks like just a roughing, so it's still going to remain fourth down. The difference in roughing and a personal foul. The first one foul is automatic first down. This makes it just 4th down, and they might have to repunt again or just leave the punt.
We'll see what Coach Hunter chooses to do, because Drake got off a great punt.
Yeah, with Spring Mill's pressure, I'd almost say if it's not an automatic first down, you just take it and you let Spring Mills take over.
Well, I'm trying to figure out why the offense is up here when the ball was down at about the 26. So they're taking it back.
So they are going to punt it. Oh, never mind. They're
going to take it back, and they're just going to start from the 26. And we're going to mark it. We'll see, maybe at the 27. That's a smart move. Drake got off a good punt. Make the Cardinals start from the 27-yard line.
Yeah, this is they're trying to flip the field position battle, so hopefully now that they can stop them here, that they can get the ball back and be a little bit closer and eventually get some points put on the board. So it looks like Spring Mills is in a trip set, one single receiver left.
So we'll see if the Cougars can get a turnover. That's something they desperately need. It'd be nice if they got the ball deep in the territory of the Cardinals. So the Cardinals stick with that trip set with one man in the backfield behind Anderson, and that's Blake Sanders with a nice cut out over the 30, near the 35-yard line, and picks up the first down. They'll call the marking down at the 34. So a nice jump cut there by Blake Sanders. So that combination of Mills and Sanders definitely seems to be working, that running back by committee for the Cardinals.
I mean, that's never a bad thing to have two great backs. This is definitely impressive to see. Spring Mills has been dominant offensively all evening.
Motion by the Cardinals. The give is to Sanders. Straight up the middle. He's got room again. Close to another first down. We'll call it maybe 8 yards for Blake Sanders. So you see the burst by Blake as well. Comes in here from Musselman and really makes his presence felt early in this football game.
Yeah, he had a couple tremendous games last year for Musselman, and he fits this system so well. Obviously, he just gives him another dimension with his tough, downhill running style. Kind of runs a lot like Tim Riggins, and I just love to see it. I mean, Spring Mills definitely has a very talented team.
So 2nd and 2. Ball's on the 43-yard line of the Cardinals. The handoff goes to Sanders again. He pushes ahead. It looks like he does have enough for the first down.
Yeah, they're in that tight twin set. Just saying, giving basically Sanders a one-on-one. We have an injury here as well.
Looks like that might be Roberts, possibly. We'll wait and see.
We can't see a number, unfortunately.
I don't see 11, though, and that's Brady Roberts. It could be Roberts that's down right now. And we'll see, Drew, how this passing game is affected. We got a pretty good little wind blowing through here at Cardinal Stadium. So
yeah, it's more than the breeze.
Yeah, we'll see if that affects either quarterback as the wind does start to pick up a little bit.
Yeah, that is Brady Roberts that was down right there. And good that he got up on his own power. Could possibly be a cramp. We'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah, he's walking off on his own power, so hopefully we'll look to see Brady back a little bit later in the game.
So Spring Mill's coming back out here at their 48-yard line. They had the whole field open up a 21-0 lead. It's going to be interesting to see how they want to attack this last 9:43 of this half.
So one receiver here to the near side. Again, we don't have the gentleman's number 14, it looks like. 3 receivers to the far side. And we're going to have another time out by the Cougars. That'll be the second time out of the game for Jefferson. And we're going to take a quick timeout of our own and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV with Drew Pitzer and J.D. Fritz. back here as the Cardinals have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 48. Ball goes to Blake Sanders off the right side. He breaks a tackle, cuts back, still on his feet, moving forward. Blake Sanders will not be denied as he's inside the 30 down to about the 27-yard line of the Cougars. So a great run there on 1st down by Sanders.
Yeah, Spring Mills has shown a little bit of everything. I mean, they've tossed the ball around a little bit, but now they've really got into running the football. These little 2 backs that they have been constantly running the ball downhill, and Sanders wants them to run the same play again. He feels hot. He wants to finish this drive.
And Sanders, not a big guy at all, about 5'10", 150, 155 pounds, but he runs with a lot of authority and power for a man that's, not necessarily big in stature.
Yeah, he's keeping those legs pumping. I mean, if you watch his feet, it's almost like his feet never stop moving. That's key to a good back.
The 3 receivers again to the near side. The handoff goes again to Blake Sanders, and he sidesteps the first tackle. I tell you, that's what I've noticed so far with Sanders, is he will make that first guy miss every time.
Yeah, he puts his foot right in the ground, and he goes. I mean, he's very elusive, and obviously he's lanky. I mean, he got long strides. Hey, he's going to be a good back for this team this season.
So 2nd and maybe 7 here from the 25-yard line of the Cougars. So the Cardinals marching down, knocking on the door again. Anderson back to throw, looking for a receiver. Got to step up in the pocket. He's going to take off and run. Nice move by Max Anderson. Makes a couple guys miss. Another guy miss. Anderson just won't go down. He's down to the 1, maybe slightly inside the 1. And a great run there by Max Anderson, and you see what he can do in the open field too.
I mean, he sat back in the pocket, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. He saw the play start breaking down. There was no spy, so he just took off and run. Didn't really give him a favorable spot. Got him down at the 2, but that was a tremendous run there by him. Not something he's tremendously known for, but he is a dual-threat guy. Oh, it's a personal foul.
Another huge critical penalty on the Cardinals, shooting themselves in the foot.
I mean, that's a difference in 40 yards almost. I mean, yeah, they spot him right at the 35-yard line. It's still, I believe, 2nd down. So now it's 2nd and 17. Jefferson just, called a break and see how they, capitalize on this. With underneath 8 in this first half, they need to get a stop and they need to get a score.
Not what the Cardinals wanted. They wanted to go up another score. 3 receivers again here to the near side. Anderson's back to throw. Swings it out here into the flat, number 13. I think that might be. Again, we don't have him on the roster. We apologize.
I believe that's Ethan O'Banion.
The ball does fall incomplete, however, and that'll bring up 3rd and long from the 35-yard line for the Cardinals. 7:39 left to go in the half.
It'd be interesting to see how Max attacks his cover 2 set right here, and they're bringing the blitz.
Swings it out here in the flat. Ball's a little low. It's caught there. Not much on the game, maybe 4 yards on the play. So we'll see if the Cardinals lead the offense. Probably a little long for a field goal attempt. So I think they'll probably go for it here on 4th and 13 or 14 from their Cougars 32-yard line.
2 things. If I'm Jefferson, you got to watch the snap count right here, and they might do some cross action, try to get numbers to see if they get a one-on-one and see if their guys can beat Jefferson.
Yeah, this is where I would look for possibly Xavier Anderson, as they hooked up on a 75-yarder earlier in the first quarter.
It looked like they had man coverage with somebody over the top of them. Max will still throw that up.
Anderson, Max is back. He's going to have to tuck it. He throws it, finds a man in the middle of the field, picks up the 1st down. Great ball by Anderson as he steps up in the pocket. And we'll get the number there.
We're sorry, folks. It's hard to see these numbers. It looks like it's number 10. Again, we don't have him on our sheet, unfortunately.
We will try to get more of these numbers squared away at halftime. Again, 3 receivers to the top. Anderson hands the ball to Sanders, makes a cut. Not that much there. Maybe 3 yards, pushes forward close to 4 yards. But inside the 10-yard line, No, second and goal for the Cardinals from about the 7.
And this drive's been about 5 minutes long, JD. I mean, they've controlled the ball all the second quarter. Jefferson really desperately needs to stop. They got to get them off the field one of these next 3 plays.
Yeah, and that's easier said than done, as this Cardinal offense has just been – they've only been stopped, honestly, by themselves for the most part, as Sanders is piled up there by some Cougars. And we have another flag, another personal foul, and that's going to go against the Cougars, and that's just – and you just can't have that. I don't know whether something was said or there was an extra pushing or shoving afterwards, but you're down 21 points here in the second quarter, and you just can't have those stupid penalties.
Yeah, give Spring Mills another 4 downs. Changed at the first. Now they're at the 4-yard line. It wouldn't surprise me to see Spring Mills just try to punch us in 4 straight plays.
Yeah, as well as they've been running, especially with Sanders. Sanders a couple series, Keon Mills a couple series, and now back to Sanders again. And the Cougars have not had an answer thus far.
But this second quarter, one thing to speak on Jefferson's behalf is they are definitely competing. They've woke up now. They started out really slow. As Max gets in the end zone, makes it 27-0.
So Anderson with just an easy up-the-middle run as he follows his blocks into the end zone. And just like I said, Jefferson just has no answer on the defensive side of the ball for just about anything that the Cardinals have done. And the only thing that stopped the Cardinals is penalties, which, Yeah,
they're still winning the penalty battle, though. Jefferson has a few penalties going on so far. It looks like another one. It's obviously the first game of the year. It's going to be sloppy. But Jefferson has to wake up. I mean, they have to look themselves in the mirror and realize, hey, there's still a lot of ball game left. They have played better in this second quarter. And let's see if they can put some points on the board so they go to half with some momentum.
So the extra point attempt is no good. We're going to re-kick the ball. What are we going to do here? There was a penalty. It looked like a false start, I think, on the Cardinals, and they back up the try 5 yards. So they will retry the extra point. Uth Smith on to kick the extra point from the 15 now. Kick is up, and it's good. So with 5:21 left to go in the second quarter, it's the Spring Mills Cardinals 28 and the Jefferson Cougars nothing. And we're going to take a quick commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
All right, Chloe, well, congratulations on your new policies. And just basically making sure all of your information looks okay. I went ahead and emailed you proof of insurance as well as ID cards. And if you need me for any reason, just don't hesitate to reach out and give me a call or text me anytime, okay?
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
And we're back at Cardinal Stadium. Cardinals ready to kick the ball off to the Cougars, leading 28-0 in the second quarter. And the Cougars just have not had an answer for anything that the Spring Mills Cardinals have done on offense.
I mean, running the football, throwing the football, trying to get outside, running through between the tackles. Spring Mills has done it all tonight and been successful.
Allen trying to make something happen on the return. Great kick by Smith. And another penalty.
Wow.
And if this is against the Cougars, they're pushing double digits in penalties already just in this first half.
We understand it's going to be sloppy your first game, but you really have to tighten these turnovers up. But it looks like it was on Spring Mills.
The Cardinals with probably their fourth or fifth penalty as well. So each team with quite a few unnecessary penalties to start the game. And like you said, Drew, it's week 1, so a lot of things to learn and a lot of things to get better at. And penalties is going to be one of them for sure.
Yeah, a lot of things they're going to see in film. Tomorrow or Monday, whenever both these teams decide to get in film, is obviously the unnecessary mistakes, undisciplined from both sides. Even Spring Mills being up 28-0, they have about 4 or 5 penalties that pretty much just shot themselves in the foot. But they have obviously rebounded because they're talented, but they won't win games like that in the future. if they don't tighten those up, and the same with Jefferson.
So this might be the best field position Jefferson's had so far. 1st and 10 from their own 47 as Herrick will take the direct snap up the middle. Not much there, a yard maybe. Great defense again by the Cardinals. The Cougars would ideally like to keep this ball, put a nice long 4-minute drive together, score, and leave Spring Mills with little to no time on the clock.
Yeah, you don't want to give the ball back to these guys. They're already down 4 scores. They need to get a score here. They take as much time as you need. Just play it, they'll eat up the rest of this clock because if you get the ball back in Max Anderson's hands, he's been making magic happen all evening.
So 2 receivers here to the near side. Wallace is the far receiver. Rockwell is in the slot. Herrick will hand it. It looked like he was going to hand it. Slings it there to Wallace again. No, I'm sorry. That was Tony Allen. Can't hang on to it. So a couple drops early in this game by open receivers. And, that's got to be frustrating as well, not only for Coach Hunter, but if you're the quarterback, Herrick, you're putting the ball right there in the hands of the receiver. You want to hopefully your guy can come down and catch that football.
And this type of play, this is chemistry from being out with your teammates, throwing the ball around, preseason practice. A lot of these things aren't just because it's week 1. You have to work on these things. This chemistry's got to be better. The receiver and the wide receiver, or the receiver and the quarterback's got to be on the same page because they're winning a lot of battles. They just got to complete the reception.
So 3rd down and 9. Herrick's going to roll out here. He's got a man in the flat, and again, Allen can't hang on to it, but great defense there by Spring Mills.
Like Bradley Butts jumped in there and knocked the ball away.
Yeah, Butts is not a name we've called a lot. We mistakenly thought he ran the ball. He was another guy. He's kind of part of that 3-headed monster in the backfield, but yet we haven't seen him line up as running back yet. We'll see if he gets any carries in the second half. So now a big 4th down decision for Coach Hunter and the Cougars. 4th and 9 from their own 47. Do you really want to give the Cardinals back the ball in this field position with 4 minutes to go, and it looks like they might be calling their final time out of the half? And we're just going to stay right here. The Cougars are going to have to talk about it. If I was Coach Hunter, I'd probably go ahead and punt it away. I mean, if you're going to give the ball back to the Cardinals, I'd rather give it back to them deeper in their own territory than on your own 47-yard line. They haven't been successful at all. I think, like you said, they've only picked up 1 first down so far in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of, what do you want to do? Do you want to give Spring Mills the ball back in general, as they've shown that they've just been able to drive and run the ball down their throats? Or do you want to take a chance? Do you trust your offense that, has about 3 or 4 drops and a couple, dumb penalties to try to make a play here? I mean, it's tough. But obviously Coach Hunter's going to be aggressive. Hey, how much worse can it get? It's 28-0 right now. They really need a score. I think they're going to go for it and try to make something happen.
Yeah, Coach Hunter down 28 and 4 scores. I mean, still a gutsy call here, but at this point in the game, you've got to try to make something happen. 3 receivers here to the near side, 4th and 9.
Another timeout by the Cardinals, it looks like.
Spring Mills is going to call their first time out, I believe, of the game. So I got to give credit to Buddy Hessen, Coach Buddy Hessen. He's done a great job defensively. Knew he had some younger, inexperienced guys on defense. Talked about moving some guys around, and he's always seems very confident of his players if they listen, pay attention, and do what's asked. And they've done just that today or tonight against the Cougars here in the first half.
Yeah, Coach Buddy Hessen. I mean, he's tremendous with his guys. He's definitely a player's coach, and they run through a wall for him. And obviously, you can tell he's got many schemes out there that they've been running. You can just tell this is a veteran group. Sometimes they'll bring the pressure. Sometimes they'll just stay in cover 1 or man-to-man. It's incredible to see that they're how dominant and how much improved. Even they were good last year, how much more improved they are just in the first, 24 minutes of this half.
Yeah, and they always could put points on the board. I think they averaged 31 points a game last year through the season. And if they can do the same this year, the only thing they were missing is just that dominant defense. And if they can do that this year, they're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, this is a tremendous team. They won 9 games last year. Obviously, they have lofty goals, but there's another first down there by Jefferson.
So good pass and catch there out to Rockwell on 4th and 9. So if they can get a couple more of those this series and try to get into the end zone, Jefferson could at least get on the board, close that gap just a little bit, and only go into halftime down 3 scores. Still got a lot of work to do in the second half.
Yeah, it's obviously, you just got to take this one possession at a time now, JD. I mean, Coach Hunter's going to tell them at halftime, don't worry about the scoreboard, just win this half, win every possession. And if you do that, they'll find themselves in a way to be in this game. As crazy as it sounds right now, they still have the talent to compete.
So Lewis here to the near side. In the slot, it looks like it's going to be Tony Allen. Herrick's going to have to step up and run.
It's about a loss of 1.
He's going to lose a yard or 2, and that was a great. That sack was due to the coverage. They manned up and they were running with Jefferson's receivers, and Herrick had nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah, Spring Mill's skill guys, these corners, safeties, and linebackers. I mean, they're scraping, getting across. They're finding their man. They're identifying, and you can hear the communication up here, JD. I mean, these guys are talking. They're loud, and that's the staple of a good defense.
Absolutely. And again, that just goes back to the coaches, Coach Hesson, doing a great job over there with those guys. So 2nd and 12 now for the Cougars. Ball on about the 43-yard line of the Cardinals. Herrick, little middle pass, looks like to Allen, just not on the same page again as Herrick was rushed, had to get rid of it, was under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that route tree almost looked like it was confused. They had 2 guys run almost to the same spot, and obviously Allen wasn't even looking for the ball there. So this is just something that they're going to have to speak on in the locker room. Coach, it's going to be depending on how well that they can move the ball right here, how well that locker room speech is going to be at halftime.
So a big 3rd down here for the Cougars. 2:55 left to go in the half. Down 4 scores. They have to get something going, have to get into the end zone of somehow, some way. We're going to have a false start there on Jackson Rockwell as he left a little early, so that's going to push the Cougars back even more.
Again, shooting themselves in the foot. We talked pregame. The team that's the most disciplined will win, and both these teams haven't been very disciplined tonight, but Spring Mills has shown restraint and has not caused false starts or any holdings on offense, so they've been able to sustain their drives. Jefferson's just been pushing themselves back consistently.
Yeah, and I don't think Coach Hunter is going to want to see these first half stats because it's going to show all penalties, and the penalty yards is more than your yards on offenses. Herrick throws a strike,
but no, he dropped it.
Looked like it was nearly picked off there by the Cardinals. So that's going to bring up another big 4th down for the Cougars. And they will punt this ball away. It's a little too far as it's 4th and 17. So Takeem Drake on to punt for the Cougars. Drake gets it away, kicks it away from the returner. Doesn't get a favorable bounce. It's going to bounce down near the 15, we'll say the 16-yard line. So that's where the Cardinals will go to work with 2:19 left to go here in the first half. Up four scores over the Cougars. So everything, total control of the game by the Cardinals. And it appears that Brady Roberts is okay and back into the game now for Jefferson. And we'd like to apologize for our down and distance there on your screens. Anderson pumped like he was going to throw it, but he turns it up and he runs, and there goes Max Anderson. Can someone catch him? There's Tony Allen running him down.
What a tremendous play by
huge
Allen.
Run. He kind of pulled back like he was going to throw it, tucked and run straight up the middle, made one little move, and down the field goes Max Anderson for a huge gain. And they're back in business again, Drew.
Yeah, dare I say that Max Anderson kind of reminds me of a little Seahawks Russell Wilson-esque. The way he gets the defenders on their toes and he just reads and reacts and plays. It's beautiful to watch. I mean, this guy is amazing, amazing talent.
I mean, he's just a complete quarterback. He can run it. He can throw it. He's smart. He knows where to go with the ball. He knows when not to throw the ball and to tuck it and run.
Yeah, he's reading his defense like a book tonight. I mean, Jefferson's throwing a bunch of different coverages at him, and he's just reading and reacting.
Swings it out here to the flat. The ball is caught there. Small gain there on the play of maybe 4 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Cardinals from the Cougars' 24-yard line. Excuse me, 23-yard line. Handoff goes to Mills. He's trying to get outside. Great defense there. Looks like Drake in on the play. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage or lost. Actually, I think they might have lost a yard or two.
It makes it a 3rd and 8 right here. Jefferson desperately needs a stop. Almost below, a minute left to go in this first half. This is almost like a make or break time for them. If they give up another score, that almost makes it a little bit too unmanageable to come back.
Absolutely. They definitely have to hold them here with just a little over a minute to go. 3 receivers here to the near side, back in the backfield to Anderson's left. Looks like the blitz is on. Straight up the middle goes Keon Mills. He's found some room. He's still on his feet. Down to the 10-yard line goes Keon Mills. So they're not done yet, Drew.
Yeah, you can see the way Keon Mills is running the football. He's almost looking like a little Tavon Austin out there.
Absolutely. Even wearing the same number as Tavon Austin. They marked him at the 11, so 1st and 10 from the 11, so they can get the first down. Mills will get it again, and Jefferson stuffs him that time. No gain on the play.
Spring Mills burns their 2nd timeout now.
So the timeout for the Cardinals with 34 seconds. So Jefferson is just back on their heels, and they've been back on their heels pretty much this whole first half, Drew.
I mean, but to Jefferson's credit, again, they are competing. I mean, Max Anderson had a for sure, runaway touchdown right there, and Tony Allen chased him down. And Jefferson just keeps trying to stop him. I mean, respect. I mean, both these teams, in my opinion, are just as equally talented. It's just been a couple of plays that's made the difference. So they really need to stop Spring Mills right now, like I said, to have any sort of hope.
Yeah, and they're going to have to make some major adjustments, not only just offensively, but defensively. They've got to keep their composure, and they've got to focus and concentrate more and just cut down on these penalties. These penalties have just, that's not why Spring Mills is winning, but that might be a big reason why they've had much better field position. Yeah. But they've definitely, put a lot of points on the board because of a lot of the big plays that they've had, but Jefferson's not doing themselves any favors.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Spring Mills, don't credit to them, they've been playing well, but like I said, they've had about 5 or 6 penalties as well. I mean, it's not been a perfect ball game on either side, so it's just be interesting to see how this last 34 seconds goes.
So Mills in the backfield again with Anderson. So we have 3 receivers once again here to the near side, 1 at the top.
Oh, they're going to go back to this draw play.
Anderson with the lead there by Mills. Right up the gut goes Max Anderson in for a score. Walking in is Max Anderson, no problem. The Cardinals put another on the board. And now the Cougars are very desperate with 29 seconds left to go in the first half. The blowout has begun. Definitely wasn't expecting this by any means, and thought it would have been a more competitive game. The kick is up, and it is good by Uth Smith, and the Cardinals lead the Cougars 35-0 here in the late in the first half. And I just don't know, what do you do if you're the Cougars at this point?
Well, I think they obviously are going to take their eyes off trying to win this game. But like I said earlier in the cast, hey, they still want to win every possession. They still want to at least make a good showing. Start chipping away at this, then see what happens maybe going into the fourth quarter. But, yeah, Jefferson, they got a lot of questions that film session is going to show. Hey, This team last year won 21-19 against pretty much the same group of guys from Spring Mills, and you can just see the level of intensity on Spring Mills' sideline has improved greatly, and they also are just flat out making plays.
Yeah, Drew, you hit it right on the head. I mean, Jefferson hasn't had much of an answer for anything so far that Spring Mills has done, and then on the offense, they haven't been able to put anything together. They've had maybe 2 or 3 positive plays on offense as the kickoff goes there to Allen as he tries to come here to the near side, looking for some room. He cuts up great special teams play and just cannot get outside whatsoever. And you see they would rather take their chances with Tony Allen than they have with Tayshawn Roper.
Yeah, Roper's been pretty much limited. He keeps waving his arm around like he might have a little shoulder stinger or something, but they've really limited his touch post the second series of the game. And we'll see how much more they want to play him. I mean, this is the best back on their team and one of the best in the state. You don't want to lose your guy in a blowout week 1.
So we'll see if the Cougars try to put a little drive together. Will they just take a knee, go in at half, and adjust, try to regroup here, and see if they can come out, put a couple scores together here in the second half. Not out of it yet, but definitely a big hole they've dug for themselves here in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, it's real quiet. Jefferson they kind of just looked, like I said, disgruntled. We'll see how they react.
Bad snap. Herrick can't handle. He's got to pick up and run it.
And the flag also in the play.
That's going to be a flag on the Cardinals there. As Herrick gives him a little bit of the business, trying to tell him about it. Herrick needs to be a little careful, keep his composure. He doesn't want to get a flag as well. But there's 17 seconds left in this half. While I got a moment, I'd like to give a little shout out to a buddy of mine who's officiating on the sideline. Chris Reed, as a buddy I went to school with. Give him a little shout out there. Because those officials, they do a great job trying to control the game as well. It's not always easy making the right call during the game. And I think the officials, they definitely do a great job at what they do.
Yeah, they do. I mean, there wouldn't be a game without the officials. And while we're giving a shout-out, I will give a shout-out to my dad. It was his birthday yesterday, big 64. It's happy birthday, Pops.
Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Pitzer.
And I'm sure he'll appreciate that. He'll get on me for bringing him up in his age on the cast later this evening.
It looks like the penalty is going to go against Jefferson unless they offset it and they brought it back.
It looks like they brought it back, but it's still first down.
So 17 seconds left on the clock, and a bad snap, and Herrick is going to have to fall on it, and that's going to be a safety, just not ready for the snap. So the miscues continue for the Cougars, just not paying attention, snap the ball early, and just Dylan Herrick was not paying attention, not ready for the snap, and the best he could do was fall on the ball. So bad luck continues for Jefferson as they get ready to head in for the halftime. But there is 14 seconds left, and Spring Mills will get the ball back one more time.
Who knows? They might try to chuck it deep. It's 37-0 to be a punt. This is not a kickoff. It's a punt off. And Spring Mills will be in great position. I mean, they got to be careful. They don't want to kick it right to them. Make it a 40-point game going into half is not ideal for anybody.
So it looks like we've had a penalty, and the Cougars will be kicking from their own 20-yard line. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the punt. I apologize.
It looks like they're
they're kicking it. They don't punt in high school, so because of the safety, they punt or they kick from their own 20. So the Spring Mills Cardinals could get really good field position here.
Still one timeout left in their pockets.
We'll see what they do as Pinaris kicks the ball away. Nice kick considering where they started from. Keon Mills looking for somewhere to go. Just puts his shoulder down, but he's got to be careful on the clock as he gets inside the 50 to about the 48 with 6 seconds left to go. So we'll see if they just kneel it or they try to throw one up to the end zone.
It looks like I think they're just going to kneel it here just to go to half. But you don't know. I mean, Spring Mills, they remember this game from last year. They had a bad taste in their mouth. I think they're out here really trying to prove a point tonight.
Absolutely, and they definitely have proved a point. They're definitely going to be a team to contend with as the season continues.
Did we say they could compete with Martinsburg? I mean, this team right here has about as good a shot as anybody else in the state.
Well, we don't want to go that far yet. We'll wait for get a couple games under our belt. Martinsburg has been the juggernaut of the EPAC for the last 15 years for sure.
Haven't lost a game in the EPAC since 2006.
Wow.
Correct? I think it was against Jefferson High School. It might have been 2005.
Yeah. And it was actually a shutout. I think Jefferson won 32-0. So,
and they just have not looked back since. 15 straight EPAC championships. I mean, it's
been dominant.
The Spring Mills is, especially, I mean, they've been around for just a little under 10 years now. Just the way they've built themselves up in this program, credit to them against Jefferson, who's been the national state powerhouse for many, many years, long before Washington High School was in existence. They were the school in the area. It's disappointing to see, but Jefferson and Coach Hunter, they'll figure out a way. This might not be this game, but this is a long season. Good thing about this is they'll always be filling the review and ways to get better.
Yeah, and they'll be back. They're also a young team, so they'll regroup here at halftime as the Cardinals just kneel on it to let the time run out to the second for halftime. So that's going to do it for your first half here at Cardinal Stadium as the Spring Mills Cardinals just dominate the Jefferson Cougars here at half and lead them 37-0. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with our halftime show. You're watching Home Team Sports TV with Drew Pitzer and J.D. Fritz, and we'll be right back.
Again, the 50-50 raffle winner is 3638538. Please collect for your winning ticket. Place it underneath the announcer's booth and will be home free.
last and final call for the 50-50 raffle. Ticket number 3638538. If you are the winning ticket, you will be meeting at the merchandise stand on the visitor side of the field. Again, ticket 3638538. You're the winner.
With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week, and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
Hey, home team sports fans. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We tried to get Patrick Mahomes and Jake here. They're a little bit busy, so you're stuck with Jared from State Farm in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We are thrilled to partner with Home Team Sports to bring you area high school football this fall and to continue to support our area student athletes. Thanks for letting us be a part of this. Your needs guide us. Your goals drive us. Jared Ferguson, State Farm.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer for Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at O'Beckett Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
And we are back here at Cardinals Stadium, where the Spring Mills Cardinals lead the Jefferson Cougars 37-0 at the half. And it's been quite the first half for both teams. A lot of plagued. Jefferson's been plagued by the penalties in the first half. Spring Mills hit on quite a few big plays as well in the first half, led by 3 touchdowns by Max Anderson, 2 on the ground and 1 passing to his brother Xavier. So, Drew, what does the Cougars have to do to kind of save face with this game? You know you're going to probably, not be able to kind of climb totally out of the hole, but you want to get something going, at least, come out of this game with something positive.
I have 3 things. I think the first one, obviously, is control the controllables, JD. You have to be able to make sure you're not getting unnecessary penalties, you're not turning the ball over. Just play a good second half. Number 2, don't worry about the scoreboard. You got to just completely forget about it now. Just try to play the best 24 minutes that you got, and whatever outcome is, you got to be able to live with it because you at least gave effort in the second half. And third is just win every possession. Jefferson would have to win offensively and defensively, literally every possession to even give themselves a remote chance to get back in this game. And even then, that still might not be enough, JD.
Yeah, I agree. They've got to win every possession and almost put points on the board every possession. And if they want to have any chance to climb back in, and then after they do, then you start seeing time becoming a factor. They just kind of want to maybe run out of time. So they definitely have to make every possession count. And then on the other side with Spring Mills, they just have to continue doing what they're doing. Of course, eliminate their penalties as well, because they started kind of creeping up there in the penalty department. But I think Max Anderson has done a great job throwing the football and running, as well as Blake Sanders and Keon Mills, that 1-2 combination in the backfield.
Yeah, and this, dare I say this, make this comparison, but this Spring Mills team has the complexion of the 2014 Seattle Seahawks, where what I say is they could run the football. That is what they want to do, but they have more than capable guy in Max Anderson, who's one of the best in the state, if not the best quarterback in the state, directing the offense, not making any turnovers, and being a great game manager. I mean, Spring Mills just seems loaded in all departments, and it's extremely exciting to see this young program just excelling the way they are.
Yeah, I agree. Just a little over a minute to go here before the start of the second half. The Cardinals get the ball first, so they're already going to start with the football. So that's one thing that the Cougars are going to have to adjust to. We'll see what they do differently on the defensive side of the ball, and see how the Cardinals will counteract that on offense. They really haven't done much that I didn't like on offense, aside from the penalties, but like I said, they ran the ball well, thrown the ball pretty well also. So they've really put a complete game together here in the first half. So if the Cardinals can do the same the second half, I don't see why they wouldn't walk out of here first week, victorious.
I mean, this is not really necessarily an indictment on Jefferson, because Spring Mills is really just that good. Jefferson obviously maybe didn't take them as seriously as they should, but they are not 37 points worse than Spring Mills. This is a very confident team. Jefferson's going to win games this year. Spring Mills is just that good. And Martinsburg is currently winning 52-0 over Bayou. So that is an update at halftime from Martinsburg.
Yeah, we can't get Metro News to load. We're trying to get some other score updates for you guys at the moment.
And it also appears that at halftime of the Washington Woodrow Wilson game, they are currently down 10-7 to Woodrow Wilson.
So those two scores we do have for you, and we will try to update you more as this game continues. So we're going to take a quick 30-second commercial break right before the second half kickoff, and we'll be right back. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
All right, Chloe, well, congratulations on your new policies. And just basically making sure all of your information looks okay. I went ahead and emailed you proof of insurance as well as ID cards. And if you need me for any reason, just don't hesitate to reach out. You can give me a call or text me anytime, okay?
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
And we are back here out of the commercial break, ready to start the second half. The Cougars will kick off to the Cardinals. Back deep for the Cardinals, number 10. We still don't have his number on our name, unfortunately. And also, looks like, let's see if that's number 4.
And it also appears that we got an update on the Hedgesville Rocktown game, as they currently are leading Rocktown 15-7 at intermission. Jefferson about to boot it away.
So Jonathan Pineros again kick the ball away for the Cougars. So as the Cardinals receive, see if that's Cam Taylor back there to receive this second half kick. Little squibber on the ground by Pineros, scooped up by number 10 from Spring Mills, just straight up the field. Not a bad gain out close to the 40. Going to be a holding on the Cardinals, and that'll back them up deep into their own territory here to start the second half. So a lot of things to correct, win or lose for either team. Penalties is something that's not going to be, what you want to have moving forward. It's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not for kind of a chemistry for the success. It's not an ingredient for success,
It's not ideal
more or
for
less.
sure.
And we've seen more than our fair share of penalties on both sides of the ball tonight. It definitely hasn't hurt the Cardinals nearly as much as it's hurt Jefferson, as Anderson takes the handoff again to Blake Sanders up the middle, grinds there to it looks like he has about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, Coach Law is definitely going to address this at film session. That's going to be one thing he's going to point out. Even being up 37-0, I'm sure he chewed his guys for the fact that they have had so many turnovers that they could be even more farther ahead in this game, but just by shooting themselves in the foot.
So 2nd and 5 for the Cardinals on their own 30-yard line. Handoff goes to Sanders again. Good pursuit there on defense as Sanders is going to lose a couple. So it looks like they're going to start sending a lot of pressure here as we have a player down for the Cougars.
Can't really see a number on that right now, JD.
Yeah, but good pursuit there on defense. Didn't quite see who that was that made the tackle. I'm not sure if the man that made the tackle is the one who's down or not. It'll back the Cardinals up a couple. It'll be 3rd and probably about 7.
Coach Hunter coming out the field, so it seems to be pretty serious.
Well, he hops up now. It was Takeem Drake there. I think he was the one that did make the play. Maybe caught a little cramp. Maybe just landed wrong.
Yeah, them first week cramps hit different, JD. I mean, these guys, you think you're in football shape until the game actually comes, and now you're getting into the third quarter. You got to get those bananas, you got to get the pickle juice.
Right.
The old home-style remedies, they used to work all the time for me.
So Drake will have to come out for at least one play. The Cougars back out on the field. So 3rd down, we'll call it 8 for the Cardinals on their own 28-yard line. Anderson with 2 receivers to each side. Cougars show blitz. They do bring the blitz. Anderson rolls to the near side, has to throw it away.
Ooh,
Did he make that catch?
No, it kicked out right at the end, but what a play there by Anderson.
Great effort there by the receiver for the Cardinals. Number 10, it looked like. He's been everywhere returning kicks, and like I said, we don't have his number, unfortunately.
But he is a player.
But he's been everywhere.
I tell you what, JD, not many guys in the state can do what Max Anderson did right there. I mean, he had 8 guys pursuing him. Just kept calm, cool, tried to drop a little thing over the top. Would have got a first down for sure. But unfortunately, it just didn't convert.
So 4th and 8 for the Cardinals, and this might possibly, I don't know if they're going to try to take a chance. They look like they're going to punt. So this will be their first punt attempt.
It's an odd punt formation, though, because they still could definitely get the ball out.
Coach Law is going to call a quick early timeout here in the 3rd quarter. So he didn't like what he saw, I guess. Looked like there might have been some confusion there on their formation. It looked like half the offense was lined up to run a play, but then you had your punter in there. It looked like he was, ready to punt it away. So I think they're going to figure out what they needed to do. So we'd like to take this time to thank all our sponsors who came back with us for this 3rd year this year. We really appreciate that. Couldn't do it without you guys. Hopefully in the future we can gain some more sponsors if you're interested in coming aboard with Home Team Sports. Just you can contact Jawan Holmes
also reach out to Home Team on Facebook. We are always interested in people helping us, and we appreciate that.
Beautiful punt. Nice high spiraling punt. No return for the Cougars.
Oh, wow, and they just whack that. You get all the way down to the 21, almost 22-yard line. What a boot there.
Got a little breeze going. Wind might have pushed it another 5 yards. So the Cougars will start deep in their own territory from their own 21-yard line.
Like I said, we'll see how Jefferson responds first possession of the second half. Obviously, they're going to come out aggressive. They have nothing else to lose. I think it'll be incredible to see how well that they can respond after being down by 37 at a half.
Yeah, we'll see if they've adjusted, changed anything on offense, what their game plan was. Didn't really see much of Roper in the first half other than the first couple series, couple runs. I'm really surprised they haven't tried to get him more involved some kind of way.
I mean, Spring Mills is definitely keyed on him, and look.
And there goes Roper straight up the middle, lowering his shoulder, picks up about 7. So good run on first down there by Tayshawn Roper.
And that's really his strength, JD. He's between the tackles. Yes, he can bounce it out and he can get out wide. But we've seen most of his carries tonight that bounce out wide. Spring Mills just has the speed to contain him. When he's ran straight up, north and south, he's really got where he wanted to be.
Yeah, I agree. Another handoff. Nope. Fake it to Roper. We're going to see if we get good defense there. Pass intended for Jackson Rockwell knocked away. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Cougars.
It's actually 3rd and 3.
Oh, my bad. 3rd and 3. I was reading the sticks wrong, guys. Reading the sticks wrong.
They had him backwards. I saw that too. I was like, wait, am I seeing it different?
So we'll see what Coach Hunter draws up here on this crucial 3rd down. Like we talked about, every possession counts here in this second half. They can't afford to keep giving the ball back to the Cardinals.
In respect to Jefferson, we've talked about it earlier. They got to come out and win every possession. They won the first possession against Spring Mills, pretty much a 3rd and out. Get the ball back. They had a couple positive gains, got a first down. Now see if they can put some points together. That's going to be crucial.
It looks like Coach Hunter calls a timeout. He wants to talk this over, set up a good play. Because like I said, this is a big 3rd down here, even though it's early in the third quarter.
Yeah, they just draw something up. Coach Hunter obviously used a timeout, so he's really not thinking about in-game but possibly having those in his pocket. He just wants to do well this possession, try to put some points on the board, and try to build off of this second half.
Absolutely. I'd like to see them try to get Roper the ball more. I'm not sure if running up the middle on this play would be the answer, but you just got to get the ball into his hands. I know last year they had Keyshawn Robinson. He was their dynamic go-to guy, and there at times throughout the season it seemed very difficult for them to get the ball into Keyshawn's hands, and everybody just couldn't wonder, well, why can't you get the ball? So it's something that I think they just need to continue to work on week in and week out, finding ways to get Roper the football. And they fake it to Roper. Up the middle goes.
Fumbled that right there.
Yeah, very close. And it looks like Herrick might be close enough for a first down. We'll see where they mark it.
It looks just short from this angle, which means that's going to be, 4th and 1?
Less than a yard, probably.
They're going to go for this. I mean, they have nothing else to lose. But that's oh, wow, that looks like they might bring out the chains for this. Nope.
They still look half a yard or so short, a little more. But like you said, Drew, I think this is 4th down territory. Pretty much the rest of this game is you got to go for it every chance you get.
And Spring Mills this would be the knockout punch. If they can get the stop right here, essentially there would just not be enough possessions for Jefferson to even have a chance.
We'll see, Harris going to keep the ball off the left side. Ooh. Boom! Took a big shot.
I still think he got it there, though. I don't
know if he did or not. I think it's going to be short.
But that was Anderson. That's the quarterback on quarterback crime right there. I mean, he's flexing. He's pumped up. This guy has been amazing tonight.
Max Anderson all over the field for the Cardinals.
I mean, delivered a shot.
And I'm really, I just have to kind of question the play. I mean, you've got Herrick, and I get it. He's a runner also. But when you got a powerful, quick back like Tayshawn Roper, why you don't want to hand him the ball and let him take that punishment instead of your quarterback.
Yeah, because, you got a sophomore behind Herrick. So, it's very tough position. I know, obviously, you want to compete. And it does appear that they got that first down. He took a hit, but I thought he got past the line of the game, but the original marking from the ref didn't look like it.
And Herrick keeps it again, and there's just maybe a yard on the play. So we've seen a lot of the same plays here early in this first series for the Cougars.
And Coach Hunter really seems to trust Herrick. He's putting the ball in his hands a lot. It's a lot of RPO action, play action reads. Now they had a stretch in the first half where they were airing the ball out a little bit and actually had some success. We'll see if they might get back to that a little bit.
Yeah, they've had definitely a good rotation of receivers. Trey Ledbetter is somebody that Coach Hunter talked highly of here in the last couple of weeks. Haven't been able to get him the ball yet. Nice ball there to Jackson Rockwell, and he can't handle the football. That's probably the third or fourth drop by a Jefferson receiver tonight. So Dylan Herrick has put the ball right where it's supposed to be, and these receivers just haven't been able to hang on to it.
Yeah, Coach Hunter is going to have these receivers holding balls and making sure they're catching footballs every day after practice. This is kind of unexcusable. This is middle school errors that they're going to have to correct, because that could have been 6.
Yeah, definitely would have been a huge gain for a first down if not. So 3rd and 9 for the Cougars. Ball on the 31-yard line. Herrick will drop back to throw again. He throws it up. And just again, there's just some confusion there. Not on the same page with his receiver as it was intended for Mar Wallace. And the Cougars are going to have to be forced to punt here.
Here they go. They're sending out the punt unit.
Yeah, I don't see where you could go for it here this deep in your own territory, 4th and 9. If it was 4th and 2 or 3, Drew, I'd say maybe take a shot.
But now what we're going to see, JD, is we're going to see guys that really don't get chances on both sides really try to earn a spot tonight. I'm interested to see, Jamari Jenkins. He hasn't played much on the offensive side of the ball. What does it hurt now at this point, possibly get him some touches? He's one of the best athletes at Jefferson, in school history. He definitely could contribute somewhere. I think it'd be interesting to see.
Takeem shanks one off the side of his foot, and that's not going to be a very good net yards on that
yards
punt.
Netted.
So ball will be placed at the 45 of the Cougars, and that's where the Cardinals will take over there, and we'll see what they can come up with now. It's for the Cougars, it's gut check time, Drew. What are you made of? You haven't been able to do anything, and it starts right here on the defensive side of the football.
And surprisingly, JD, the 2 out of the last 4 possessions, they have stopped Spring Mills. They had a 3-and-out to start the half, so they are starting to figure it out. It might be a little bit too late, but now you really get to find those tendencies and just try not to let Spring Mills score again.
And there's Keon Mills driving his feet, picking up the first down. He was first hit at about a 3-yard gain and just kept moving his feet and picked up the first down. Great job by Keon Mills.
He's low center of gravity. Keeps his feet moving. That's one thing I've seen about these Spring Mills backs is after first contact, they're getting that yard after contact. They have probably picked up about 50 yards after contact tonight off these running plays.
And just quick as lightning, getting up in the hole. Motion there by the Cardinals. The handoff goes to Mills again. He's got another seam. Bouncing it is outside. Goes Keon Mills, cut down there by Mar Wallace, but another first down for the Cardinals and a big gain there for Keon Mills.
I know he's not Tavon Austin, but the way he just looked right there, that looked like West Virginia back in the the early 2010s. A little Tavon Gino action.
Absolutely. I love it. It definitely is a very similar look.
Mills, he's 5'6", right? He's just so quick and shifty. It's hard to find him and bring him down.
Handoff goes again to Mills. He's got some room straight up the middle. He's going to tuck his shoulder down and into the end zone goes Keon Mills. So it didn't take them, 3 plays to score again, Drew?
This Spring Mills team is phenomenal. I have nothing but great things to say about not only that they can run the football, but they've been able to pass the football. this has just been a great game plan by Coach Law, and they are executing to the T.
Well, and give that offensive line credit. They have opened up some big holes for all the running backs, Sanders, Mills, and even Max Anderson as well. Kick is up, and it is good. So your score with 6:42 left to go in the third quarter. Spring Mills 44, Jefferson 0. And we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back after a word from our messages, after a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
In Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. areas since 1962.
From the first call to the day your glass is installed, we promise fast, knowledgeable, and friendly service. We are always happy to answer all your questions and work with you to design a space that is beautiful and functional. When you choose to work with us, we will treat you as family.
We can provide an estimate via email or schedule a free in-home measurement and design consultation. Please contact us to get started on your new shower enclosure or glass project today.
And we're back here at Cardinal Stadium, where the Cardinals just put another one on the board to put them up 44-0 over the Jefferson Cougars. Cougars are set to receive the kickoff. And back to receive is number 3, Mar Wallace, and 6, Tayshawn Roper. As now they'll kick it deep to Tayshawn Roper. We'll see what Roper can do with the ball. He has nowhere to go with it. Roper cuts back. He's going to try to get back to the other side, pick up a couple blocks, and there's just nothing there as the Cardinals special teams kickoff coverage was just phenomenal.
I mean, they just swarmed right there. They contained. I mean, there was no lanes for Roper to go, and he's one of the best at being able to create something. As he looks like he's down right over here at the 10-yard line. Hopefully nothing serious, but it looks like he might have an issue with his lower right quadrant.
Yeah, Tayshawn Roper just hasn't seemed like himself tonight, and we're not sure if that's just due to injury or maybe he just hasn't gotten into the flow of the offense. He gets up slowly, but he will walk off the field under his own power. And like you said, Drew, earlier, could be some cramping going on in these nice, when you get a nice, warm, humid night, and then you get some coolness with the wind, sometimes those.
Your body doesn't react. It's not used to. It's used to the heat.
We've seen over the years how many high school athletes, they cramp up, just not hydrated enough, not drinking enough fluids before the game.
Yeah, it's a lot about, making sure you get the good potassium in you. I used to try to balance out my water with my Gatorade or Powerade, just because too much sodium will also make you tired, make you pass out. So it's just a balance, and these kids will find it. Going into the season, week 3, week 4, week 5, both these teams will be, I think, in decent shape.
Well, we'll see what the Cougars can get here in the second series on offense here in the second half. 2 receivers to the near side, Jackson Rockwell at the top. We'll see, is it Roper in the backfield? Is it Drake? And Herrick takes the direct snap again. Maybe a yard or 2 on the play. So again, not a lot there for the Cougars on first down. You'd like to see them getting, 4, 5, 6 yards on first down. That would definitely help them stay ahead of the chains. That's one thing each coach actually talked about this week is staying ahead of the chains. Right. If when you start getting behind the chains, especially due to penalties, it just creates it's much more difficult for the coaches with play calling.
Oh, it really is. You aren't kidding. I mean, the fact that Jefferson has been playing behind the chains all night is indicative of the scoreboard.
And Herrick again, and they've pretty much got that play snuffed out, as Herrick might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. So I don't know kind of what the mindset is of the coaches. Definitely not. Haven't seen much of a change offensively for the Cougars so far in this second half. Maybe they just already kind of decided, look, we took this one, right on the chin. We just need to come out, healthy, no injuries in this football game. Move on, look ahead to week 2.
It looks like we have more cramping up over there on the sideline. Clock stopped at 4:31, 44-0. Spring Mills Cardinals are up on the Jefferson Cougars.
We also have a score update over at Washington there, as Woodrow Wilson and Washington are tied at 10 apiece with 9:22 left to go in the game. And another score we have is Hedgesville takes a 22-13 lead over Rocktown with 1:48 left there in the third period. We'll try to get you a score on the Martinsburg game momentarily, as the Cougars are now 3rd and 8, and it looks like we have an official's timeout.
They got to bring a sub for Jamari Jenkins.
So Jamari had to come out of the game. We're not sure exactly why, as he was finally getting his opportunity on offense. So 2 receivers to each side. Herrick back to throw. He's got a receiver this time, caught there by Rockwell. So kind of went back to the same play that was open before. Rockwell was able to make the catch to move the chains and pick up a first down for the Cougars.
And obviously it's pretty late in the game now, but I mean you got to build these tendencies. Rockwell really work on those hands. Let's build his confidence back up. He has a couple drops, but the kid is obviously talented. I mean, he's put himself in position now. He just has to come down with the football.
Yeah, and you definitely want to put points on the points on the board. You don't want to be shut out in a game like this, an EPAC game, as that looks like Leland Benner on the carry. So his first carry of the night for the Cougars. It looks like Roper is out now momentarily. We'll see what his status is, if he's going to return.
My gut feeling is they're probably not going to bring him back. There's nothing to gain from him playing other than to lose, your best guy for the season. So.
Yeah, I agree. At this point, down 44-0, it's better to be safe than sorry with Tayshawn.
And it looks like Spring Mills is going to be pulling Anderson out the game, as they have their backup QB getting some snaps on. Not confirmed, but it looks like Anderson's night might be done.
So Herrick again overthrows Rockwell. Just doesn't seem like they've really been on the same page at all this game. So they're going to have to make a lot of adjustments this coming week in practice if they want that passing game to excel as the season goes on.
Yeah, and now we are in the continuous running clock. Both coaches agreed, I guess, to let the game continue. Further chance of not anybody getting injured.
Absolutely. So we'll start seeing probably quite a few substitutions on each side of the ball. We've already seen several substitutions on Spring Mills side as they still continue to throw the ball. Just underthrow Mar Wallace there. Just can't connect. And it's just been that kind of a night for the Cougars. Nothing seems to be going right for them. It's almost like, Jefferson just wants to, hey, can we just hit the reset button?
Right.
Start week 1 over again. But unfortunately for them, they can't. And, they'll more than likely start their season 0-1. But, again, it's only one game. You've got 9 more left to focus on, regroup, and kind of, work on all the things that you didn't do right in this ball game.
Right, and there's still, like I said, I never call this garbage time because this is all time. This is where guys can learn to get, compete to get on the field. Jefferson, they have a lot of holes that they obviously have to fill. And whoever's going to show out and play right now, I guarantee you Coach Hunter will remember that coming Friday because they got a quick week. I mean, they're going to have to come back and be ready to play. And, their schedule's not necessarily the easiest, so they're going to have to regroup and rebound fast.
Absolutely. I mean, they just don't have a lot of time through practice. You get 3 good solid practices in through the week with a walkthrough then on Thursday and ready to play a game on Friday. So they're going to have to make a lot of adjustments really quickly if they want to continue the season on a positive note. We have another score. Martinsburg continues to lead Ballou 52-0 and that is in the third quarter. So the Cougars will be forced to punt it again.
I mean, JD, you look at their schedule coming up with Sharando. They play next Friday at home, and then they got to play at Spring Valley, then Martinsburg. I mean, this is not an avenue to find a win. I mean, they could start 0-4 if they don't turn this around. With the talent they have, they really got to start competing.
High kick, but short, and it bounces back and towards the Cougars.
A little extracurriculars between number 14 and Xavier Anderson out there.
Yeah, I would think that they would want to get him out of the game probably pretty soon. But yeah, you're right about the schedule. And, Spring Mills, they are away next week at Wheeling Park, and then again at South Hagerstown at home, back here at home against South Hagerstown September 13th, followed by Musselman. So definitely several winnable games there for the Cardinals, but this is definitely one they had to have to start the season.
Yeah, it's clear to say that Spring Mills they're real. They have a lot of talent. Barring injuries or anything unforsaken, I mean, this team is going to be a top 5 team in the state.
Absolutely. They've come out here and did what they were supposed to do. They didn't just win; they won convincingly, dominated this game. So they definitely will be a contender, someone that we'll be talking about a lot more about as the season moves forward. And that's going to do it for your third quarter of play. And we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back after we hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
In real estate, Katra Law is the local choice for real estate closings. In fact, we were honored to be chosen as the best of the best real estate closing attorneys for 2022 by the Martinsburg Journal. With offices conveniently located on Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg and South George Street in Charlestown, Katra Law proudly serves the Eastern Panhandle. Whether on the court, field, or in the classroom, we wish all of our student athletes a safe and successful.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us during our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
This is Jimmy, General Manager at Ameritech Tire and Auto, here to serve you with all your auto repair and service needs. We are a family-owned business serving our community since 2003. We work on all makes and models from vintage cars and trucks to collectors to today's latest, newest vehicles. So stop in and see us at one of our 2 locations. See you soon.
Here at the barn, we have been making dreams come true since 1972, where we help women feel their most beautiful for any occasion, from pageant, homecoming, and prom gowns to walking down the aisle in the perfect wedding gown alongside their bridesmaid and their family. Stop by to meet your stylist today to find an affordable gown, and we do offer layaway.
back here at Spring Mills High School. Out of the timeout, have an injury timeout. Looks like that was Trayvon Ledbetter there, down for the Cougars. He is up on his feet now, being helped off by the coaches. Hopefully he will be okay. Don't want to see any injuries this early in the season.
No,
a lot of football to be played for these young men.
It sucks because it doesn't appear he's putting any pressure on his right foot. Hopefully it's something minor. Maybe he can shake it off, get some ice. Jefferson wants to just get out of here at this point.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of substitutions. I see that number 18 there, Frank Turk, in the game as well at safety for the Cougars. Backup quarterback there for Spring Mills. Swings it out there to the flat. A good catch and gain there for a first down. So even though the personnel changes, the results are the same.
Yeah, that's Ryland Swartz right there. He made a couple of big tackles, too, on Jefferson's first drive that kind of stalled them out.
Yeah, Swartz just a junior. So 1st and 10. Ball on the Cougars' 25-yard line. Blake Sanders still in the game. Gets this snap. Oh, makes a nice move. There goes Sanders. He cuts out to the outside. Couple nice moves. Dances his way down inside the 10-yard line.
Now, how did Sanders manage not? That was supposed to be a 2 to 3 yard loss right there. And he just found an alley, and he squeaked right through that. I mean, what a play, and he's played phenomenal tonight.
He has got one of the quickest first cuts that I've seen. I mean, like I said, not a big kid, but, man, he's got a quick first step and a good burst, too. So I love Blake Sanders, even watching him when he played for Musselman last year. Very impressive young man.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely in. It's a different role because he was the main back last year for Musselman. Now he's kind of the co-back, but I think they balance so well off each other, him and Wells. I mean, I truly believe this has got to be one of the best 1-2 punches in the state.
Handoff up the middle. We'll see who that is. We'll see if that's Butts into the game. I'm not sure. We'll get the number. No, he was their third back.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see Bradley Butts. I mean, he's been working really hard coming into the season, and during some of the 7-on-7s, he was actually playing very well. Maybe see him get some touches down the stretch to show Spring Mills' depth because he could play at a lot of different schools.
Brand new offense here for the Cardinals. Probably a lot of their JV players. Nice cut there.
Right there.
Lowers his shoulder down inside the 2-yard line. Yep, that's Bradley Butts on the carry.
Right on cue. I mean, the kid can play, I'm telling you.
Oh, he's, like I said, he's that third guy in the rotation. And picking up right where Blake Sanders and Keon Mills left off.
And he's kind of a mix between those two because he's a little bit faster than Sanders, but he also has that stocky build as he gets right in the end zone. Bradley Butts with the first touchdown of his season.
Yeah, nice little stutter, hesitation there. Found that crease and into the end zone goes Bradley Butts. And, when you got three guys that can run the football effectively, it's going to be a long night for the defense.
I mean, yeah, that's their third back right now is getting more production than Jefferson, than Tayshawn Roper had tonight. And that's got to be concerning. Obviously, Jefferson, there's some positives that are from this game, not all in their control. But, man, Spring Mills has just literally dominated from the first minute.
The kick is up, but it's no good. But the score remains Spring Mills 50, Jefferson 0. So it just goes from bad to worse for the Cougars tonight, as both teams seem to be playing pretty much a lot of their substitutions, probably a lot of their JV players getting some playing time here on the varsity level, which could play a big part later in the season,
right,
as people do, as injuries do happen, and people need to come in for.
I mean, we've seen it tonight.
Injured.
I mean, there's been so many guys, not necessarily maybe injuries, but the cramps. It just shows the best ability is availability. And,
absolutely, yeah.
These guys, Jefferson's got to probably work on their conditioning a little bit. The little things. It's not. This isn't just going to change overnight. You're not going to be able to flip the program. But these guys had the talent, and this is a 50-0 game. Don't get me wrong. But this team that Jefferson has still has the time. It still has the talent to be able to bounce back.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, you have Dylan Herrick still on kickoff return. So with this game well, in hand for the Cardinals. It's surprising to see Jefferson's starting quarterback still out there on kick return.
Yeah, it's I mean, I understand Coach he's always going to play until the fat lady sings, but he's I would make sure you get that guy out. Let the sophomore, Harrison Garrett get some reps.
There goes Mar Wallace with a little hesitation, showing that burst of speed. Goes Mar Wallace down the far sideline, makes a move, gets pushed down there inside the 40. So that's the biggest play so far that the Cougars have had tonight. A long kickoff return there by Demarius Wallace.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to put some points on the board because you don't want to end this with a goose egg. So we'll see how they go about this drive. They might try to run the rest of the clock off. I mean, to give up a half a century is tough. So Jefferson's just going to have to respond in any way that they know how. Adversity reveals character, JD.
Absolutely, and Jefferson should score on this drive, to be honest with you, Drew. They still got their starting offense, and you can clearly see that Spring Mills has a lot of their second, maybe even third-team defense in there. So to get some points would be kind of more of a moral victory for the Cougars at this point, but anything's better than coming out here with zero on the scoreboard.
Right. I mean, now they do have Jamari Jenkins back in the game. It's going to be interesting to see his speed. I mean, he's actually open over there.
Working back to Herrick. The ball gets tipped around
grab.
and caught.
Terrific grab there.
We'll see who
that Rockwell
made that play. Jackson Rockwell.
What a catch by Rockwell right there. I mean, that's a tip drill, man. That's
absolutely. And Rockwell's shown in the last couple seasons that he's definitely a reliable receiver. Yeah, he had that one catch earlier, but he's been a pretty solid go-to receiver for the Cougars, and I would imagine will continue to do so as the season moves forward.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if he caught a couple of those balls early, this game might be a whole lot different.
And again, Rockwell and Herrick just not on the same page, as Rockwell wasn't looking for the ball that time.
.6:30 left in the game. 50-0. Jefferson desperately trying just to get something on the board here.
And again, we have a running clock, so if you see the balls are incomplete, out of bounds, the clock is running due to the lopsided score. Second and 10 for the Cougars on the 20-yard line. Herrick takes the direct snap, trying to find some room. Mike picked up 2 yards there on the play. So it'll be third down and about 8 for the Cougars on the 18-yard line. We got another score update over in the Hedgesville game. Hedgesville scored again, so they are now leading Rocktown 29-13. So Herrick going deep, and again, Rockwell and Herrick not on the same page.
Now fourth down. What do you do right here? Do you want to get some points on the board?
Now it looked like Rockwell